from the center of the universe, many have tried, with mediocre success, to keep these sects from taking over.
Are you ready for showtime? Showtime. Oh, come on, you do better. Are you ready for showtime? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break down, baby.
Who the hell is this?
Alan, you have been described by your enemies as evil, insane, manipulative. Who are you?
To examine it would be to, like, demystify it.
And you'll get a ticket with a tasty groove, okay?
Wow.
Definitely makes me cringe.
Very, very, very painful.
1, 2, 3, pick it. Pick it, come on. God damn it, could you one time pick it? What the
You're disgusting.
It's showtime.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7
You ignorant trick bastard.
WMMS Cleveland.
What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon out there. In here, too. Welcome, greetings, and all that. My name is Alan Cox. Thanks for showing up. Say hi to Bill Squire, who's here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Get those comedy tour tickets. They're selling fast. Selling real fast.
They are on sale.
Mm-hmm.
The general on sale.
General on sale.
This morning at 10 o'clock, if you go to AlanCoxShow.com, use comedy in the keyword search, but then from that point on, just use the password WMMS as your ticket links for the House of Blues or the Kent stage on Friday, May 25th, Saturday, May 26th, respectively. Lineups there for you, all the comics. It's all brought to you by Great Lakes Brewing Company. We'll have tickets for you next week to win for the first night at the House of Blues. But let's say that you have next to no confidence in your ability to win tickets. You should probably buy them. You can do that there. Pound Cake's back behind the glass.
Happy Aladdin Day, white people.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, we're going tonight.
Really? Oh, I thought it was months away.
No, it's tonight.
I didn't know it was tonight.
Yeah.
Are you all gussied?
Oh, this is just my work clothes, but no.
Oh, are you? Is that what you're gonna wear?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you.
What I'm gonna wear?
I didn't know. What are you wearing?
Just a shirt,
denim
and a jacket.
Okay. Yeah. I dressed up because Tom Green's coming in. So Aladdin's tonight.
Yeah.
At Playhouse Square.
Can I tell you what I kind of hope?
What do you kind of hope?
Kind of hope that Pound Cake hates it.
That's not gonna happen.
I think you have to allow the possibility that you might not like a stage production of one of your favorite films.
No, impossible.
Huh. They could do anything tonight, and you'll love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not possible.
You enjoy the source material so much.
Yeah.
Like, I have a feeling that, like, that live SpongeBob show, I don't think I'd like that. Like, I was never a huge SpongeBob fan, but I don't understand the people in clothes that are supposed to slightly resemble the cartoon characters.
Yeah, it doesn't really translate that well.
Something very strange.
Like, if they were to do a live-action Simpsons, I wouldn't want to see that. Even if it was, like, rave reviews. It would just be too weird. But I think this is a good play. It's got great reviews. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. But there's part of me that just really hopes that it's not what Pound Cake's expecting.
That's why when my daughter gets a little bit older, or old enough, because she's a little over 2 now, when my daughter gets old enough to really want to go to, like, Paw Patrol Live and all that crap that I took my older kids to when they were her age, I'm really hoping that, like, I don't have to sit through that stuff. Because I just sit there. You want to be a good parent and do that crap. But, you know, I sit there going, come on. It's not even, what?
The bad guy's right behind you.
It's a guy in a suit.
Come on. It's not even that hard to find him. He's hiding backstage. Always. Just go get
him. He's right there. God. Who's footing the bill for Adventure Bay? That's all I want to know. Who's paying for all of this? I don't know. Some unseen benefactor?
And it's also they employed all dogs to do these very important jobs.
Exactly.
I mean, assisting is one thing, but to be completely in charge of it, especially, I mean, you know, if you got a drug sniffing dog or a Dalmatian to help out with the fire department, that's one thing. But they're not putting out the fires.
No.
They're not arresting the perps.
To see your sole law enforcement, EMT, everything, dogs that speak but then jump up on people and still lick their faces, that's what I don't get.
Yeah.
If you were a dog that could speak, if it jumped up on you and licked you, that would be the same as a person jumping up on you and licking you. Can't have it both ways. You can't have some pet behavior and some human behavior. If you're a talking dog, I'm going to treat you like a person.
And you got
I'm not treating you like a dog anymore.
You got to restrain yourself, too, because dogs that are actual police dogs, they don't jump up on people.
No.
They only do what they're supposed to do, whether there's attack dogs or they're drug-sniffing dogs. That's what they're there for. They're not jumping on everybody that comes by them. Get together, Paw Patrol. Very disappointed in you.
I got big problems with Paw Patrol. Glad my daughter's off that kick now. She's all into other things. But, boy, did I have a problem with that show when she was watching it. So, what is this? Communism? Socialism? What is it? I can't tell. I don't know what this is. It's also Star Wars Day. All the nerds will hashtag May the 4th. Present company included, by the way, a beautiful throwback photo of Bill and myself from Comic-Con years ago that Bill posted for May the 4th, and I reposted. He as Obi-Wan Kenobi, me as Princess Leia.
And you kill it. You just crush it as Princess Leia.
With my goatee.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic. I was reading a thing about how I guess traffic on Pornhub goes way up for Star Wars-centric searches.
That makes
People
sense.
get on there, they're like, "Ooh, I want to see lightsaber porn," or whatever. People who live on porn sites, I enjoy that because no matter what else is transpiring outside the world, you will somehow shoehorn that into your porn searches. Arbor Day, sweet. Let's see if there's any oak tree cosplay.
Tree huggers.
Yeah, tree huggers. Yummy.
Hugging, you hope.
Yum.
I mean, it could get way worse.
So apparently searches for lightsaber porn are up like 1,000% today so that people can watch. I can only assume what that is. Stormtrooper porn. Star whores. A lot of people look for that, of course. The parodies. Princess Leia just in the slave outfit. For some people, that's all it takes.
There's seasonal porn.
Is there what?
There's like seasonal porn.
Seasonal porn?
It's a question. Like I don't
mean,
know this
kind of.
Probably. There's Christmas porn.
There is?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Santa bangs the elves. He's got all hot elves. Yeah.
There's all sorts of different porn.
By the way,
there's Christmas porn. There's just like Halloween porn. You got Memorial Day porn.
I would
all
think
sorts of stuff.
Santa bangs the elves would be
4th of July.
front and center on the gay sites.
I know.
I can't believe you're not familiar with that. Really?
I'm not into beards or bears. So
All right.
No, thank you.
Okay, I understand.
Santa's a bear.
Santa's a bear. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Couldn't he just be a straight guy with a beard?
Santa Berry. No, thank you.
Santa
That's-
Berry.
Okay. Hey, Rubestar.
Hey, Alan, I got an exciting new game for you to
I like
play.
the collective groan in the room when I go, hey, Rubestar. It's just those two words, and everybody goes, ugh. But you know what? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Now,
It's been a while.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you ain't going to get fooled again. But fool me 3 times, it's probably Rubestar on the phone. Hello, Rubestar.
Wow, Alan, what an introduction.
What indeed?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I got a game here. It's got a controversial title. We might have to tweak the title. Basically, I'm going to give you a celebrity's name, and you tell me, are they gay or not gay? Or we could call it homo, no homo. We could tweak it, is what I'm saying.
Well, this is your game, so you tell me what you call it.
Okay, I think homo, no homo is a name you could really get behind.
Yay! I see what you did there, Rubestar. You're already 0 for 3, so give me a celebrity. Yeah, but I know who most of the gay celebrities are. What's the point of the game?
It's got to be consensual in the room. Everybody's got to agree.
Not consensual. Unanimous.
Number one.
You mean unanimous?
Yeah, not consensual.
Has to be a consensus.
He's got gay sex on the brain, that's why.
Can't blame him.
All right, go
Doesn't
ahead.
have gay rape on the brain.
Mark Hamill. Homo, no homo.
I don't even know who that is.
It's Luke Skywalker. He's not a gay man. I say no.
I say no.
I'm going to go with the group because I don't know who the hell he is.
Mario Batali.
Oh, you're not going to tell us the answer?
You're not going to tell us?
What, you said he's not gay, or So clearly he's not gay, so we go to the next.
What's the point of the game? The game is yes or no, and why does it have to be unanimous if there's no answer?
How about we play a game called Hang Up or Stay on the Phone?
Yay!
I'm going to go with Hang Up.
I am too. Thank you, Rube Star, for that. Let's call that game no game.
Is it consensual? No,
Yes,
it's not.
It's unanimous.
Yeah.
It is consensual and unanimous.
It's a Friday.
Then we'll hang up on Rube Star. Right, thank you. All right, I got a great game for you guys. There are no answers in this game, only questions. Cool. All right. Today's also the anniversary of the Kent State shooting, by the way.
Yeah, I have a dumb friend that always likes to get mad at people for celebrating May the 4th be with you. Be like, what about the Kent State shootings? You can recognize two things on a day.
That is
Calm
true.
down, Anthony.
You can have two thoughts in your head at the same time. Now, I only mention this because this is something that we're going to have on the WMMS 50th anniversary page. If you go to WMMS.com, we've been throwing in a lot of things in there, a lot of audio, a lot of great photos, and past air staff over the past half century here at MMS that we've been celebrating. And 1990, today is the 48th anniversary, but in 1990, they would air this 1-minute thing to commemorate Kent State. I don't know if they did this every year at this time, I imagine. Michael Shesky was the voice. He was the news guy at the time at WMMS when they did this.
Interrupts its regular programming for this special report. The time is 12:24. It was 20 years ago at this exact moment that 4 students were killed by Ohio National Guardsmen on the Kent State campus. A young student captured those horrifying moments on a tape recorder. 9 others were seriously wounded by National Guard bullets. Alan Canfora was among them.
Immediately, I assumed that they were firing blanks, but just in case they weren't, I decided that I would get behind a tree, which was the only tree in the line of fire. And I was lucky enough to get behind the tree, and just as I did, I felt a bullet pass through my right wrist.
So they did this like minute-long news retrospective on MMS, like at the exact time of the shooting. That was 1990. But anyway, the whole thing is going to be on the MMS 50th anniversary page very soon. And there's a lot of non-somber things on there, too, but I thought that was particularly interesting. So that's for your friend Anthony. I don't even know who you are, Anthony. If you give me a buzzkill, there you go. Enjoy that.
He is.
35192 if you want to text, AlanCoxShow.com. Want to get a line on those comedy tour tickets. Use the search code comedy, and then you get your links from there. Password is WMMS for tickets.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sign in the DM.
What's up, guys?
I am back on a health kick, trying to be healthier because I put on a bunch of weight, and it was...
it's not a bunch. You're still a sliver of what you used to be.
Right, but it's more than I'm comfortable with. I don't like the way I look right now. So I got to get back on it. So
you don't have the fat chin.
I don't have the fat chin.
No double chin.
My face has always stayed pretty, like it goes out, it doesn't go whole. So I've always been thankful for that because like it goes, like I just get chubbier cheeks. But yeah, being in the relationship and then going through the depressing phase of the relationship, I was eating my feelings. But I'm out of it and I'm feeling better. And now I'm exercising and eating right and hopefully we'll drop some pounds before the comedy tour, which the pre-sale started today, but you might not be watching this on a day when the pre-sale started. So basically, tickets are available now. If you're watching it today, May 3rd, you can get tickets using pre-sale code WMMS.
Ooh, he's got it down pat.
Yeah.
People ask me things like people ask me the code to the CLE clothing. I don't know. People ask me when they can buy the
Grill.
tickets. I don't know.
Grill.
Like,
because you don't listen to anything that doesn't have to do with you.
No, I do listen, but I can't retain it. Like, I listen in the moment I listen, but I couldn't repeat it back.
Well, you got to pay.
I have so many
lock
things
it in the vault.
I have so many things pacing through.
Get it in the vault. But yeah, see, the thing is, I tried to get to the gym earlier today, but I got my hair cut, so it's nice and trim on the side. The top is still the same hair, still curly. It's just wet because I just got out of the shower. But then Alan talks about how he's not a sweater. I wish I wasn't a sweater. I get going, and then my body just sweats.
It's weird
for 40 minutes.
Because some people
there's nothing I can do about it.
Some people don't sweat, but they stink, and some people don't stink, but they sweat.
Yeah, I don't stink. I just sweat.
No,
so.
I'm a stinker. I'm a stinker.
Yeah.
Like you may see a little dribble around like my little areas around my nipples, but smell my pits. Oh no, it's going down.
Like, for me to get really stinky, I have to not put deodorant on for like 2 days, and then also like be really, really physical. Like I don't get real smelly, but boy, do I sweat when I work out. And this, even when I was at my like lightest, I was still just as sweaty when I would work out. Wow. Just goes and just pouring sweat. So that's and when I was in the Philippines, oh man, it was 90 degrees every day with like 100% humidity. There was like no point of even putting on a dry shirt because it was going to be drenched in sweat within the first like 20 minutes that I was outside.
Dude, how does anybody like enjoy that? When people go on vacation, like you literally have to either be shirtless or like in like a little tank top all day because why would you
and I had
like,
to wear layers because I had to wear the special underwear, which is basically like an undershirt, like, and then I had to wear long pants, dress shoes, and then a short sleeve button down shirt. So that's a lot of clothes to have on in 90-degree weather. So
what was the point of the underwear? What significance did that have?
This is how they explain it to us. Basically, they say that because there's no like paid clergy in the Mormon church, and you make these covenants once you go through the temple, you know, promises, it's like the next level of baptism. You wear these underwear as like reminders of those promises that you made. So they got little marks on them. No, man, I know. That's why I gave it up.
Oh my gosh, I would.
So you got these little marks on them that are supposed to be reminders of your daily life, and they're supposed to protect you from sin or like temptation and crap like that. I got my dick sucked in those things.
Exactly. Like I'm too vain for something like that. Like if I would have no motivation to do anything if I wore coveralls like that. Like if I had a ripped hot bod and I wanted to like show it off, or like I have a giant dong and I can't like wear crotch sticker pants. I gotta cover it up in that. Like I'm not gonna.
Well, the underwear is just basically boxer briefs. So those are still like snug on your body, and then the shirt's just like a real thin like V-neck undershirt. So
I've seen a couple Mormon guys, and I'm just like, Jesus. I was like, you're hot, and I was like, you'll never. It's just like when you see like a Amish girl, and you think she's hot, she's like all that,
and then they do like a makeover, and then you're like, oh yeah.
It just sucks. Like no,
it was miserable, and it was just so hot over there, so hot. And I didn't enjoy that part of it.
I imagine there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, there's some bugs. There's some bugs. Not as many mosquitoes as you'd think, but there's a lot of roaches. So roaches were just everywhere. Roaches and rats. Lots of roaches, lots of rats. Go to the Philippines. See how you like it.
Do people vacation in the Philippines?
Some people.
It depends on what part.
A lot of people from Australia will go there because they can get. It's
cheap
like
flights.
because they'll go to like the resort parts of this. Like I was in the concrete jungle. That's not where people go on vacation. But if you go to the resorts or you go to like the proper parts of the city, like where they try and keep, like how East Fort, they always have like the cops there shooing away the homeless people. It's like that. Like they're basically walled off because they want to keep it nice for businessmen coming through. They're like, look at how great our city is.
How long were you there for?
2 years.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was. I would never trade that experience for anything, though, because it gave me so much experience and so much perspective on life.
And you slept in those little huts?
No, we slept in like a regular apartment. We had like a regular apartment. It wasn't a hut.
It wasn't in the hood? Like
no, it was in like the nicer part of town. But like that's the thing. Even in like the nicer part of town, there's still like shacks and shanties like all around you.
You have rent and stuff? Like you had to pay rent?
Well, we didn't pay. Like the church pays it all. And then they like shuffle us around, but we had to pay to go on the mission.
Yeah, so why would you not act out? Like I would totally be bad if it means I got sent home.
It's basically like they use
it
as a way
to. Are you afraid
of
your parents shunning you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. But then once you get to a certain point, where you're like, if that's what happens, that's what happens.
Like if they don't like me,
and they did it because I still live with them. So whatever. Good night. Hey everybody, welcome to Sign in the DMs. I'm Bill Squire, that's Poundcake, and we have a special guest, Mattitude, and I actually heard Mattitude on Saturday night, the mix, or what is that?
Yeah, so I've been doing the mixes on 96.5 now, so there's the iHeartRadio mix at 6 that plays weekdays at 6, and then Club Kiss that plays on the weekends, Friday and Saturday night, midnight to 1 a.m.
Okay, so I heard Club Kiss on Saturday night, and Erica does the drops for those, and I was at a bachelor party, so like, it's like 1:30. I've been drinking since 2 p.m. I'm just
going home and like it was just like a long night, and then I hear like my friends on the radio. I'm like, I love my life.
Miss Matitude.
I love everyone. I miss them all. So I thought that was pretty cool. That how's that been going for you? Is it help you with the ladies?
I mean, yeah, you know, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I have a little bit of a low-key announcement, so I'll keep this exclusive to our Slide in the DM.
Side into the DM.
Side into the DM, excuse me, viewers only. I actually just got brought on at Forward for one of their residents for the summer.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
So between that and Kiss FM, you know, the DJing's been going pretty good lately.
That's pretty good. That's pretty legit. Pound Cake, do you have any announcements?
Nope. Same regular bitch as I used to be.
You know where I did go on Saturday? The Lido Lounge for the first time ever.
Yeah, they're not closed?
They're not closed. I've never been there either, and I'm going to be honest, it was not what I was expecting.
No stretch marks?
All the girls were cute. All the girls were, like, cute to hot. Like, they were good-looking girls. I think the reputation is that it's like they're not going to be hot or whatever, but they're hot girls. It's like a black strip club.
Is back, reunited, and it feels so good. With special guest Cheap Trick, they're going to play Blossom on Tuesday, June the 12th. Part of the Northern Ohio Honda Dealers concert series. At LiveNation.com for the info. Last pair this week. Want to go see Poison? Well, sure you do. Be caller 13, and these are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
62% fake laughs, 100% real sodomy.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
$35192. You can give me a text. AlanCoxShow.com for everything else. Tribe split that doubleheader with Blue Jays yesterday. They each won one, although they both won by 13 as their final score. Indians in New York tonight. They'll play the Yankees at 7:05. Start the weekend series there, so we will roll a bit early. And the Cavs, unbelievable game, right?
Oh, it was one of the best games LeBron's had in his entire career.
128-110, so they go into the home return in the playoffs. 2-0. Game 3 is tomorrow night. 8:30 here on MMS, and congrats to Bonnie Bonnie Pietro from Northfield. She won our tickets at WMMS.com. You can still register to win them for Monday night's game at the Q. That'll be game 4.
Who was our winner yesterday on the song contest? Was it Jesse?
Jesse was our winner, yes.
I really enjoyed his song, his Ball with the Ball.
I need to pull that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll pull that before the
and then
next break.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in for a good weekend of basketball because the Cavs are firing all cylinders finally. So I think they have a great chance of just sweeping the Raptors.
You think?
They're in their head, yeah. LeBronto,
Okay.
he owns the Raptors. There's some teams you just play really well against, and that's the Cavs versus Toronto.
Well, they've beat them like the last 8 or 9 times they've played them, right? I mean,
they have a 5-game winning streak in the playoffs against them.
Okay.
Or it might even be long. I think it might be an 8-game. It's
All
something
right.
ridiculous.
So Cavs game 3 tomorrow night back here at home here on WMMS. But register for those tickets. You could be at game 4 on Monday night. WMMS.com, hit the contest tab. And good luck. Sandra Bullock's stalker killed himself. It's a pretty wild story. This guy who had done some jail time, I guess, and then got out and started causing trouble again. They got him at his house, and he barricaded himself in his house. Parole violation. And so they said that...
suicide is parole violation?
Nope. They went for him on
it's
a
a crime, technically. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's against the law to kill yourself.
They
it's
will
murder.
not throw you back in jail if you violate your parole with suicide. I am not a lawyer, but I'm almost positive that that's true. Mm-hmm. That if you manage to succeed in that particular crime, you don't go back in the joint. I do like this, though. Following a standoff, he died of a self-inflicted injury. Police would not confirm the nature of the injury, but noted it was not a gunshot wound.
Was it a broken wine bottle jagged across his arm and neck?
You mean he went out Avicii style?
Avicii, yeah.
Don't know. You think that
Avicii is the most hardcore way to kill yourself that I've heard of.
Well, years ago, we were talking about a story about a guy who...
setting yourself on fire. That's top.
A guy set himself on fire. I'm still going to go with the guy who threw himself onto a running chainsaw. I'm going to go with that.
All right,
a guy who decapitated himself with a running chainsaw. I'm going to say that is your full-on... Because unless you close your eyes, there's that half second where the last thing you see are those chainsaw blades. And maybe for the first couple of seconds after you're...
yeah, well, there's still some blood in your head.
Yeah, maybe you look up at the sky, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty... I don't remember talking about that one, but that's insane. How did he do it?
He turned it on and
then rigged it so it was just spinning.
Rigged it so that it would still go, and then he threw himself onto it, threw his neck onto it.
God.
That's you really want to kill yourself. Again.
Because even with like gunshot wounds, sometimes people, like there's that movie about the guys, or about the people throwing themselves off the bridge.
The bridge.
The Brooklyn Bridge one. I think it's just called Bridge. And, not Brooklyn Bridge, I'm sorry, Golden Gate Bridge. And someone survived it, and that's crazy. But I think if you throw your head onto or throw your neck, I guess, onto a chainsaw, that's going to do it.
But not only do you want to get it done, you want to make a mess.
Yeah.
It's like you're sending a message. I mean, the Avicii thing, that could become a verb. Avicii could become a verb after that.
Avicii.
Don't pull an Avicii. Because that's hardcore.
Vinny Avicii.
That's why I started.
I saw, I killed myself in a really bloody way.
Yeah, that's why I drink box wine. It's safer.
That's right.
You're not going to get depressed and cut yourself to death with a box or a bag of wine.
You can't kill yourself by paper cuts.
See, I would never.
I don't think.
I mean, I would never kill myself for a variety of reasons, but one of which meaning I don't think I'm
just never say never.
No, I don't think I would ever do that. But it's just, I don't think I wouldn't be educated enough on how to do it. I would be ignorant. I would be real lazy about it. And then I'm like, all right, I got this gun. I'm about to do it for Gickshaw. You ain't never loved me. Like, and then boom. And then
forget y'all.
And then I'm living with one side of my skull, and then I have to, like, damn it. Well, my mom would be like,
and then it's your worst nightmare because now you're ugly.
Yeah, and I have to live with the fact everyone would know I tried to kill myself and didn't succeed. So you're the idiot that didn't succeed.
Right, you're the guy
himself.
who bounced the bullet off the roof of your mouth.
Oh my god!
And then it went through like your orbital cavity or whatever. So you got one eye. So people got to wipe you.
I would never do it. So I would have to tie something to my feet to make sure I would sink if I was like in a pool or something, like that.
You just tie rocks to your feet.
So it wouldn't be any physical attributes as to like why I would be. Like why I would commit suicide.
What about like jumping off of something?
No, because I still could survive, and like I'm missing
like something real high and
I'm
not
missing
into
limbs.
water.
But like a truck could be passing by right as I go, and I just like land in a bed full of pillows or something like that. No,
it's like it's a cartoon, a bed full of pillows.
No, so it would have to be like.
Kitty litter.
Is that a guy on the overpass there? What's he doing? I think he's fine. A lot of other people dying. But
yeah, no, nothing on the outside.
He jumped into that cross country truck that was hauling pillows
with the open top, because when they haul pillows they definitely want to have the top open so that people can fall into them.
I'm just saying
the guy was planning on deadheading back, but he said nah, fill it up with pillows. Who knows what could happen.
It would have to be pills, or it would have to be like drowning myself. I couldn't do anything physical.
Hey, some dude just died by watermelon. Did you see that last week? It was I think it was in Michigan. It was
I think someone sent it to me.
There was a
truck. I didn't watch it.
There was a truck on an overpass
I
hauling watermelons, and the truck opens and it spills watermelons all onto the highway below, and one guy gets the old thing through the windshield. You know, usually it's dopey kids dropping concrete. This guy was killed by a watermelon. That's no way to go.
No.
That is the diametric opposite of pulling the Avicii, is death by watermelon. But it happened to him.
It's supposed to be a healthy food.
It is. It's supposed to be an antioxidant.
Right.
Well, it removed all the oxidants from his body and everything else. It removed everything from him. But, yeah, so Sandy Bullock's stalker did himself in. They won't say how, but how long do you stalk, by the way? I'm fascinated by the concept of stalkers because, you know, the only thing that I can relate it to is if you're in junior high or high school and you got it real bad for a girl, right? Real bad. And some guys do take it to the extreme. But let's keep it in the realm of just kind of everyday average, obsession, let's say, right? Sooner or later, another girl will come along and your attentions will fall on her. These stalkers, boy, they stick with one celebrity. As long as they put, you'd think listen, Sandy Bullock's a fox, right? But she's early 50s. You'd think this guy would be like,
time to trade up,
yeah. Look at that Elizabeth Moss or whatever. These stalkers, they never fixate on anybody new?
Do you think she was blindsided by the news?
The Squire, everyone. The Squire.
Do you feel bad, though? Like, if you are a celebrity and you have this stalker stalking you, like, do you feel some sort of loss? Do you feel like, oh, there goes my person? Like on 30 Rock, when Jenna Maroney was being stalked by this dude. What's her name in real life? She's a very funny actress.
Jane Krakowski?
Yes,
yeah.
Jane Krakowski. She's very, very funny. And her stalker gets on the right meds and gets over her and stops stalking her. And she's like, what is going on?
Right, get off your meds.
Yeah. What? You're not following me around. You're not taking through my garbage. I need you to be there stalking me because it makes me feel important.
Sure. That's different, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not somebody trying to do her harm. That's like a comedic stalking.
Mm-hmm.
But, like Letterman's stalker, I think ended up killing herself. I think she killed herself, too.
Mm-hmm.
But she's on Kimmy Schmidt now, right? Jane Krakowski.
Yeah, very funny.
They're ending that, they said.
It's time.
Next season, yeah.
I
bailed on it.
The next season's the coming up one?
I think so, yep.
Yeah, that's good. I love that show. It's one of the funniest shows on TV.
I watched the first season, and I was like...
You got to stick with it. It's
really
so funny. It's so funny. It's one of the most clever...
Did it a whole season, and I got to watch the second one for it to get funny?
The first season was great.
It was funny, but I was like, it's
dark.
I was just this side of trying too hard. Maybe I'll go back to it. Every once in a while I go, I'm going to watch it.
I love it.
I got money here for you. We do our $1,000 bribe every hour. So when this comes around, I hope you win. Good luck.
Your shot at $1,000 now. Text the keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's WIN to 200-200. Good luck from WMMS.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
Good. I would like to possibly ask if you would like a stalker.
No, don't get me wrong. It's not like I've never had them before. I have had a couple over the course of my career.
Did they follow you to Jamaica?
They did not follow. I don't. Is it a stalker?
Did you have sex with them when they followed you to Jamaica?
I was going to say, you don't usually bang your stalkers. Stalkers are people that you're inherently afraid of. I think that's why they're called stalkers, not potential sex mates or followers. People don't want stalkers, but everybody wants followers because you don't see them. They're online and whatever. But no. But were you offering your services, Mike, or were you speaking on behalf of someone else?
No, I mean, I was offering up my services. Now, I am an amateur. I've never done this before. So I figured if you wanted, somebody to follow you around the record store or maybe a grocery store.
Well, I definitely don't want an amateur.
Wow.
I want a pro. This is not a teaching hospital, Mike. I want somebody who knows what they're doing.
Well, then I guess I will take my hat out of the ring.
Tell you what, go practice on somebody else, all right? Follow Goldhammer around for a while or something, and then come back to me when you got your skills.
Will do.
All right, thank you, Mike.
What's your stalker story? I haven't heard any of those.
Oh, I've had a couple people over the years who got very, very... What's my story?
What's your worst one? Yeah. Like, how bad did it get?
Well, I never got a rabbit boiled in a pot, but there'd be notes on my car when I was somewhere that was not anywhere. It wasn't in any
not like
official,
a public thing.
Yeah, it wasn't an official capacity.
Oh, wow.
You'd get stuff mailed to you, and yeah. I mean, it never got to the point where I had, the law involved. But it doesn't have to be that to make you feel uneasy. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be somebody showing up at your doorstep.
Just to know that they know where you are and they're watching you.
Sure. And again, you do a lot of things in public. Mm-hmm. So there are way more people who know who you are than vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody really wants to do that, if they got nothing better to do, and that's clearly all that is stalk a pro athlete. What are you tailing me for?
No, don't stalk anybody.
No, I'm saying if you're gonna in the hierarchy, just what I told Mike. I don't want an amateur. Right. But I'm always fascinated by the celebrity stalkers that they never move on. They don't see a Sandy Bullock movie that makes them go,
It's just not doing it for me
You know,
anymore.
yeah, I really didn't like the lake house. You should have stopped at the first miscongeniality. Maybe I'm wasting my time.
When I was in college, I interviewed like Chris Allen, the American Idol guy. He came to my station, and I was taking calls on air because he was doing a show there. And this girl calls, and she's asking, she's like, when are you going to go on tour again? And he was like, well, very soon. And she was like, ooh, okay. And, you know, I hang up with her. And then he's like, I know exactly who that girl was. She comes to every single show. She was at the show today, and she's calling in to see where I'm going to be next. And then I was just like, oh, well, I think you need to bring extra security, Chris. And then, like, I said that on air. And she went to that to our radio station Facebook page and was like giving me death threats.
Right.
She found my work email, my school email. She was giving me death threats. She went to like the higher ups and was talking about me.
I don't get the death threats either.
She wanted me removed because I made her look bad in front of her man. I was like, what? I made you look bad? You made you look bad. But
well, fortunately, you didn't make her look bad. DJ Cobra made her look bad. You have plausible deniability. You go, I'm Cody Brown. I don't know who the hell you're talking about.
Could you restart that app?
Send your hate mail to DJ Cobra. Yeah. Alan, I saw Aladdin on Wednesday, and the whole time I watched Genie, I was thinking of Pound Cake because he could nail that 100%.
He could be the genie?
He could be the genie.
There you go. I think he's going to like it, but there's just part of me that wants him to be disappointed because it's better.
I was going to say,
story.
Maybe,
it's a better story.
Right, but what's the better story? He was disappointed by it?
Yeah,
you wouldn't rather have
upset.
him like it?
I want it to be great.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great, but I like the idea of him being just let down because he just feels older and it's like, oh, I can't go back. I can't be a child again.
Oh, I see what you mean. I see.
Like I don't want him to hate it. I want him to have like a personal conflict
to realize that he's not as emotionally attached to it as he once was.
Exactly.
I understand.
That's what I want.
Is this good now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Alan, speaking of kids shows, I never thought I would say the phrase, I've already seen this episode of Peppa Pig. Boy, me too.
There's not that many episodes.
My daughter comes and goes with Peppa Pig, and she's kind of back into it now, but for a while it was all that was on. Did you see that China is banning anything Peppa Pig? Like Peppa Pig is such a huge, it's a British cartoon, and I don't even know if they make new ones, but as of a few years ago they were still making them. But on YouTube, there's all, like, somehow it's been co-opted by groups that you really don't want messing with your cartoon. So there's, like, Peppa Pig Nazi videos and stuff. And in China, they banned Peppa Pig because it's been associated with gangster culture. For some reason, there's, like, Chinese gang dudes who have huge Peppa Pig tattoos
It's
on
like
their
the
back.
frogs with the Nazi.
It's like the Pepe frog.
Yeah, Pepe.
They've grabbed Peppa Pig. They wear it, like, around their neck in China. They're little keychains. But, yeah, these dudes that have, like, samurai tattoos. I know that's Japanese, but samurai tattoos, but Peppa Pig is in the middle.
I wonder why.
Really weird.
I don't know. It's China. Anything weirder on there.
Curb stomping up and down in muddy puddles of your blood.
The notorious P.I.G. She's a Chinese streetwear icon right now.
I mean, that happens with certain things, but something as innocent as Peppa Pig?
I guess.
That's so weird.
You can take anything and make it violent.
Yeah.
I've seen, like, Pokemon, like Jigglypuff. The, like, pussiest of all, like, the Pokemon. She had, like, teeth, and she had, like, guns, and she would, like, had machine guns, and they made her violent. They made her evil. They made her a killer.
Teeth and guns.
Yeah, she sings and puts people to sleep. Nothing's more innocent than that. But then there was a guy there, he made a drawing, and he had her, like, had fangs like a vampire and had a gun in her hand. It was just, like, murdering people. I'm like, you're the worst.
Roll up. The top prize is a ride in my hot air balloon.
Wow, that sounds fun. Can I have a ticket, please?
The blue ticket wins a toy car.
See, so gangsta. I can see why they've adopted that.
Oh, side
Peppa
note.
Pig. I'll tell you what, this is what else I don't like, and I know that is nothing new. It has been the case since animation began. But why does every cartoon character's surname have to be the animal they are? There's Peppa Pig, there's Donnie Dog, Bugs Bunny. Why can't they have, like... So, how do you tell them apart, then? If their surname is the animal they are... Because in these cartoons, it's like Mommy Pig, Daddy Pig. They have names.
Patrick Star, Squidward.
Yeah, they kind of broke it because Patrick Star, Squidward. I mean, they're just Those
Sandy
are plays
Cheeks.
on what they are, yeah.
Mr. Krabs.
Right. They should be like, why couldn't you be a pig and be like Jim Smith? It doesn't have to be Jim Pig. We know you're a pig. We're looking right at you.
Or at least like Harold Hog.
Harold Hog. Sure.
Something a little bit different.
Harry Hedgehog.
Also, Alan.
Yes, sir.
Speaking about kids' shows and cartoons. The Lizzie McGuire movie that I talk about so much.
Yes.
15 years old today. Today's the 15th anniversary for that.
Of Lizzie McGuire.
The Lizzie McGuire movie.
The Lizzie McGuire movie.
Yeah.
All right. And are you pouring out a 40 for Lizzie today, or what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get drunk tonight for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but you were going to do that anyway.
Well, now I got a reason.
Are you guys going to be drinking together at Aladdin?
Yeah, I have a +1.
Oh, you're what?
I'll show you in the break.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's coming?
No. I showed you the +1.
Oh.
It's a drink.
Oh, yeah.
Alan, somebody changed the Wikipedia page to say that the Raptors arena is located in Lebronto, Ontario.
That's funny. He just owns them, man. And he was hitting fadeaways and shots that he doesn't normally make. He was just dialed in last night.
Good for him.
It was incredible.
40-something points, right?
43 points.
Good for him. Well
like
done.
14 assists.
All right. Well, those tickets for Game 5, you can win them. It's Monday night at the Q. It's WMMS.com. Hit the contest tab.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Get 60% off.
Back there, too. We had a very busy morning today. We were at the Great Lakes Brewing Company this morning taking care of some business because we announced yesterday the 9th annual Alan Cox Show comedy tour is going to be going on Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be Friday, May 25th. At the House of Blues downtown, as custom dictates, and then we'll do the next night, one show at the Kent Stage. All the tickets will go on sale this Friday. Pre-sale will happen Thursday. But it was a conversation that actually you had.
Yes.
With some Great Lakes Brewing. We did the superhero bar crawl weekend before last with Great Lakes Brewing Company in the Flats. And so we're walking around and we're having some drinks and we're all dressed up in our costumes. And of course, anytime you're dressed up like a superhero, the conversation will invariably turn to beer. And
is that how it goes?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Brad Stevens, by the way.
Brad Stevens. My first superhero bar crawl. I don't know. But it was a conversation that you were having.
Yeah, well, I was just talking with Steve Foreman, the pub brewer over at Great Lakes, and I was just asking him what is, just about what he does and what he likes and what he doesn't like. And I was curious. I'm like, how long does it take to make a beer? Do we have time? And do you have the power to make a beer that we could use for the Alan Cox Show comedy tour? That would be like an exclusive beer.
Exclusive brew.
Just, have a few kegs at each of the shows.
Yeah.
And he got really excited about it. He's like, yeah, we could do something. Hit me up. So he gave me his card. I emailed him on Tuesday of last week. We set this all up, and we started making a beer today.
I was surprised at how little lead time he needed. I know he's a professional, but I know nothing about making beer, so
he had something.
I thought maybe we would have been outside of our window of opportunity.
Yeah, he had something in his mind, right? Like while we were talking about it, like I wanted something that wasn't too complicated, that would be easy for our listeners to drink and just have a few during the show,
right?
And
something you could exclusively get at the Alan Cox Show comedy tour this year,
right? So he threw some ideas out there. I'm like, sounds perfect.
Sure.
And so now at the comedy tour this year, we'll have a beer that is inspired. The name is inspired by Pound Cake and his new love of vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. He loves the phrase. He threw out the phrase unmitigated gall weeks ago, maybe months
ago. And he used it correctly. And that's
why. That's why we loved it.
We were all taken aback.
Mm-hmm.
I have my moments.
He does. Boy, does he. And so what are we going to call the beer?
We are going to call the beer Unmitigated Ale, which I am excited about.
So Unmitigated Ale will be available exclusively from Great Lakes Brewing Company, exclusively at the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. It's not like you'll be able to go to your local store and buy it.
It's not like the Buzzard Brew.
You'll be able to get it at the comedy tour.
That's it. That's the only place you'll be able to get it.
It's going to be delicious.
Unless it's such a hit that they're like, okay, we got to mass produce this. We got to get this out to the world.
And obviously,
which it probably will.
Obviously, we'll let the professionals handle this. It's not like we went in and said, throw this in, throw that in. We don't know what we're doing.
No.
We just wanted to go in and watch and kind of oversee the process. Throw in some hops.
Yeah.
Right?
Alan threw some hops in. Alan is a brewer now.
I'm a natural.
Yeah.
It was like a ceremonial first pitch. Doesn't mean anything. They would have done a fantastic job without us. But so Unmitigated Ale is going to be available at the comedy tour this year. Very excited.
So excited about that.
So thank you, Pound Cake, for really, it was his inspiration. Inspirato can come from any place, and this time it came from Pound Cake. But if you want to get all the details on this year's comedy tour, you go to alancoxshow.com. You use the keyword comedy, and it will take you to all the information you need, where you can buy tickets, when you can buy them. The lineup this year, of course, our own Bill Squire. It's going to be Mike Paramore, Mary Santora, Jasmine Carter, Cody Cooper, myself. Mattitude will be spinning for us again. Pound Cake's going to be there. All the info on our after parties, everything you want. AlanCoxShow.com, keyword comedy. The shows will sell out, so I wouldn't dawdle. But it's the 9th annual Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. Transportation for us provided by Statement Limousine. And, of course, all presented by Great Lakes Brewing Company, themselves celebrating 30 years in the phenomenal beer-making biz.
And for everyone asking on the text and Twitter and the chat on the live stream, it's going to be a lager.
Okay.
So it's just real basic, easy-to-drink summer beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited.
We wouldn't do you wrong.
Just say it real quick.
I'm trying to eat nuts. Say what? The YouTube stuff again?
Yeah.
All right. Like and subscribe. If you like what we do and want to subscribe.
So you're just saying that you have a lot of anxiety today. I've had definitely my bouts with anxiety in the past. Right now I'm on a pretty good spot with it, but I think anxiety is one of those things that it's so crushing, but then once you get past it, you're like, why was I so...
But it's just so weird, though, because there's nothing that triggers it. Like, anxiety and depression are two different things. Depression is something that's prolonged. Anxiety could really just happen...
I'm going on 36 years.
Yeah, I mean, like, anxiety could just be happening in an instant like that. And mainly, I get it when there's, like, a lot of, stuff on my plate, and sometimes nothing at all. When I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I really don't have anything to do. Why am I so on edge? Like, things aren't going my way, or like...
One thing that gives me anxiety is starting projects. Whatever it is. Like, I just moved out. Just getting that going is so hard for me. But once I get going, then I'm fine. But it's finding that first place to start. And that's a lot of where my anxiety shows itself. And that's why I was diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. I don't remember which one I had. Probably ADD. But I would be so anxious about doing certain projects that I would do one, move to another, then move to another, because I needed to keep, like I would feel better if I was doing a bunch of things, and then if I didn't get them done, I'm like, well, I got so much on my plate. So I'd create anxiety for myself, and I've learned to manage it and just be like, okay, just start, and you just kind of have to give yourself a pep talk and just go, hey, just do it.
See, my whole thing is I have real trouble living day to day. Like, I can't take one day at a time. I think it started in middle school or high school or whatever, whenever they tell you, what do you want to do 10 years from now? Where do you want to be 5 years from now? And that internal timeline is there, and clock is ticking, and I'm just like...
Oh, you got to get over that. I'm 36 to live with my parents. Like, there's no timeline. Time is a construct.
No, because you have limited days on this earth, so I'm like...
Yeah, but some days you're going to do more, and some days you're going to do less.
And I just think...
And you're going to freak yourself out and stress yourself out.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, we're going to see the Struts. They're going to be playing a show 1 week from tonight at the House of Blues next Friday night. Tickets are on sale. If you go to livenation.com, the info's there for you. These tickets for you if you call her 11, 2 for the Struts 1 week from tonight. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
From the Final Touch Construction Studios, this is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
$35192. I got a text here in front of me. Our live stream on our YouTube channel you can get to at alancoxshow.com. And you can listen to the show anywhere you are on our free iHeartRadio app. If you do that from out of state, let me know where you are, and we'll put you on our map of bureau chiefs. Justin listens to the show in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Mike's in Sarasota. What's that bumping?
That's me
Oh.
typing on my iPad. That I don't know why it's so loud, though.
I thought Java Joel was drumming on the walls next door. Rick is down in Jacksonville, Florida. Andrew's in Detroit. Rachel is at Buckley Air Force Base in Aurora, Colorado. Thank you for your service. And Nick is up in North Bay, Ontario. The Knicks have hired David Fizdale to be their new coach.
Dead man walking.
Who?
Oh, I know him.
He had one season in Memphis.
But he was
I guess
also,
he got a super hot wife or something.
He was an assistant with the Heat when LeBron was there.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of like his. So he's a well-liked coach by a lot of players.
All right.
So he just needs to find the right team. It's just not the easiest thing to do.
Well, even if you flop out, you get to New York for a little bit, get yourself in the bloodstream. Cavs, I did say Game 5. We're talking Game 4 is Monday night, right? Game 4. Game 3 is tomorrow night. Game 4 is Monday night. Those are the tickets you can win. That's right. We gave away the tickets for tomorrow night's game at WMMS.com. Those went to Bonnie Petro in Northfield. She won this morning. So you have Monday until noon to win the tickets for that night. I think they'll get a winner right at noon and then call that winner. So Game 4 going to be here at the Q, of course. You go to WMMS.com, hit the contest tab, and you can win some tickets there. Any triple doubles last night from LeBron?
I mean, it was close. I think he had 8 rebounds.
Okay.
14 assists, 43 pounds. Points.
Handful of people. He might have had some pints. I don't know. First, he's eating hamburgers before the game, and By the way,
he's a wine guy.
Just wanted to point out for all of the laughing at me when you said at Game 1 that LeBron had gotten a triple double, and I said he shouldn't be eating hamburgers. It's so stupid. Smashburger has just launched their triple double. So, joke's on you, everyone else. You ever had a Smashburger?
I have never had a Smashburger.
Pretty good. There's one outside. There's one in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I think that was the one we went to. It's real good.
I would try one.
But they're launching, I don't know if there's any around here, but they're launching the triple double.
There you go. Look at you.
It's too much hamburger. I'm fine with I'm fine with one patty. I'm really fine with a patty.
I agree.
Like when I go through something, if I, go through Wendy's, I go, single, no cheese, no onion. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. I don't know who's eating these giant hamburgers.
I used to be an indulgent.
Yeah. I don't mean that, but I've never been behind someone in line and they said, give me the quadruple Baconator. I've never actually heard anyone.
Yeah, because we're in front of you ordering because we're not going to wait in line we're not going to get up and walk in to a restaurant. We're going to drive through, yeah.
I've just never heard anyone. Right, but that's when you hear who's in front of you because they have to yell in the speaker. Mm-hmm. I've never heard anybody
I don't listen to what other people. I'm too concentrated on what I'm going to order.
Really?
I'm not listening to what other people. First of all, I put
I'm
my window down.
What people
I put my
order.
window down at the last possible second.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm just curious what people order. It's just my own little anecdotal data research. No. I've never heard anybody go, I'd like the 4 patty Baconator.
I used to get that.
Really?
When I was biggest, fattest Bill.
Biggest Bill.
And even younger, I would always go with the most meat and the most cheese and the most bacon that I could get.
But listen,
I have no idea how I got to as fat as I was.
I'm no vegetarian, but I don't understand eating all that.
It's meat.
But don't you feel like you just ate concrete when you're done?
Yeah, but that feels like love.
It feels awful.
It feels
terrible.
But if you have that eating disorder where you just want to eat all your feelings,
comfort food.
Yeah, you want that feeling of being as full as you can and then packing food on top of it. It is basically it's an addiction.
But I thought it was a matter of enjoying the taste, but not the aftermath.
Well, you enjoy the taste so much that you'll be miserable with that because then at least you're full and you feel something and you just eat through the pain. You don't even really feel that pain. You just feel almost fulfilled. It's not a terrible, honestly, it's not a terrible feeling for me. When I eat that way, I don't feel bad about it. I feel now it's time to just sit back and relax and enjoy like the feeling of not wanting to eat food finally. Because it takes so much when you're in that phase. Like when I'm at my like gorging phase where I'm just stuffing my face and eating all my feelings, I eat until I feel so full that I just can't do it anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's a reason I was 350 pounds.
I just thought you liked food.
I do like food, but it's
I
also...
didn't think you were sitting around with concrete in your belly all the time.
I had a neighbor in college that...
It goes from your belly to your pants real fast.
I just dropped a stanchion in the toilet, Mom. I'll be out in a second.
When Akron built like the Chipotle right down the street from me, it was within walking distance, and I would always get food with my neighbor because our schedules kind of like lined up. And he wasn't a big guy. He was like, he was obviously bigger than me, but he was just a little chunky. He wasn't fat. This guy got. I didn't even think they made burritos this big. I didn't know they could make burritos this big. It looked like a baby. He had double meat, double everything, triple wrapped. Okay, and it was just like double cheese. It just looked like they had to get like so many wrappers to like put it and cover it. I'm like, how? And he ate that whole thing in one sitting. I said I was disgusted by the way he ate it because it was just so disgusting and everything just like burst open. He looked like he was eating a carcass. Like it was
I mean,
so
these are
gross.
the things that I could see people trying to eat. Listen, these places still make these things. So they must sell them.
Oh, of course.
It's not like they discontinue them. Oh,
You've seen people.
Nobody wanted the Baconator. No, I understand. I mean,
They're out there.
Smash Burger is triple patties. 2 slices of American cheese, 1 slice of aged cheddar, and then your usual accoutrement, your tomato, pickle, lettuce, whatever. But again, I just don't know how people eat these things.
Well, people like to eat that feeling.
But don't you get tired of just feeling gross all the time?
No, because that becomes, like, it's not even a feeling of gross. Gross becomes the norm.
Right, so you feel gross all the time.
No, you feel normal. You feel like you're honestly eating until you're not hungry at all. Like you eat to the point of not being able to eat anymore.
Okay.
And it's a sickness, like, it's any other addiction. Where you're just eating as much as you can just because.
Well, they basically have smash burgers all throughout Ohio except in Cleveland.
Well, that's probably good.
Dayton and Cincinnati and Columbus.
I need them to be far away from me. I need any
they're
smash
good.
burgers.
They're
I'm sure
real
they're great.
good.
I'm sure they're great.
The one a couple of years ago, I went with my kids when we were in Michigan, and I took a picture of the. They have like a little card on the table if you want to join their burger club or whatever. And I took a picture of that, and didn't realize that people were going to think that I took a picture of my hamburger. I don't take pictures of my food really that often, and they were like, "Oh my God, that looks amazing." I was like, "Well, it's the photo, but they do look good up on the thing." But listen, God bless. If you're somebody going through there's like, give me the triple meat stacker thing with the bacon and the,
But they never look as big as they're advertised. Like when
because they're all smashed down, but they have all the calories.
Well, that's what I mean. It's got all the ingredients, and I'm not saying how it looks. I'm saying what it is. Like, yeah, they smash it down so people can get it into their mouths. It's not because they're doing a bad job making them. It's that nobody would be able to eat it if it looked like it was on the,
Because I always look at those Whoppers on like Burger King. I'm like, damn, that's a big ass sandwich. And then I go through. I'm like, man, what is this? I can fit it in one little hand. It's all sloppy and all the like.
You're Michael Douglas in what was that movie where he gets all mad?
Falling Down.
Falling Down. I was thinking Letting Go.
Because all the stuff is falling out of the burger. I get pissed off, and I'm just there trying to eat it and like wiping stuff all over my pants. Like, this is ridiculous.
This doesn't look like the picture.
I want it to look like the picture. That's what's advertising. I want the lettuce to have the little driplets on it.
Yeah, but that's not
driplets.
Yeah, so it looks like all fresh and clean. Like they just,
yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, they
I
like
to look
spray
like
that with hairspray and stuff like that to get it look as good as it does in the pictures. There's like documentaries about that.
Oh yeah, I had a friend who was a food photographer, and it's amazing what they do.
False advertising.
They use glue instead of milk for cereal commercials,
right?
Because milk looks weird under the, Yeah, it's crazy how they do that stuff. Alan, was Bill a Big Buford kind of guy? What is that?
I believe. What is it?
I assume it's a giant hamburger, but
it's a giant hamburger from, I want to say, Hardee's.
Okay.
I can't remember, or no, it might be Rally's.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the biggest burger was. That was what I'd usually go for.
I mean, Buford sounds like a big fat guy's name.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so they're telling you, you got to be big and fat to buy this.
No, they're not
even
telling
hiding
you that. They're just saying,
Checkers.
If you are big and fat, well, Rally's
Same thing,
Checkers,
Rally's, yeah.
So if you are big and fat, you know which one. You're not getting the
salad.
Yeah, the little miss. You're getting the big buper.
I'd like a little miss, please. Do you have something that's got half a slab on it? That'd be pretty good. The little miss.
My ex-girlfriend would cut patties in half when we get burgers.
Yeah.
She'd like cut it in half, be like, it's too much meat. I'm like, then just eat half of the burger. Like, you don't have to eat the entire patty
in one setting.
Right, just take less bites. You don't have. You're just making a mess right now. Like, you're still getting. It was a really weird thing to do.
All the foreigners that come over here, like the foreign,
all of them,
the exchange students that we would get in college, they were always so baffled as to like the American portion sizes. They're like, oh my God.
Yes.
They're like, you get this? I'm like, yeah. He was like, this is just like one plate. I'm like,
because we have too much food. Well, the food's not distributed properly, but we have too much of it.
He was like, so you get this and you get this and you get this. I'm like, yeah, it's a combo. He's like, you guys have combos over here? I'm like, yeah. He was like, we get a la carte over in London or whatever. I'm like, well, we ain't. Son.
Yeah, but it's also like goat meat over there too.
Yeah, you're not in
I went to the
England
Subway
anymore.
in Dublin because it was near the hotel, and I was coming back drunk at like 3:30 in the morning. It was the only thing open, and I went and I was like, took one look, I was like, oh no.
It was all a la carte over there.
Well, no, but like
Yeah,
over
it's still Subway. But
fast food places in Europe are using like goat meat and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't know.
They don't have the same amount of cows that we have here.
Right, they don't have cattle in the fields that are chopping up on the regular. So I ended up. The rest of my time in Dublin, anytime I had a drunk hankering for fast food, I went to Burger King.
Or you just
at least
go chicken.
It tasted like that's what I got.
Yeah.
Chicken sandwich from Burger King. Because I'm like, chicken's gonna be the same pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, in the Philippines, the burgers were always weird, and they never said what was in it, but they were weird.
You could tell it wasn't like
it wasn't the same, but the chicken was pretty consistent.
And I don't need stuff to taste exactly the way it does in the States, but you knew there was something weird going on.
Well, also, they did have different things on the menu. Like in the McDonald's in the Philippines, they have fried chicken and spaghetti. So if you want spaghetti, you get... But it's not like spaghetti we have over here. It's Filipino spaghetti with like the sweet sauce almost.
Yeah.
And then they cut up hot dogs in it. It's really... Like, I would eat it, but it's kind of gross.
I think that's weird though. Like how he was talking about everything's a la carte over there. They just incorporate their entire meal into like one thing. Like if they're getting, I don't know, like rice and noodles or something like that. That's a meal you would think, but they have just that. Like they don't have anything else. They have vegetables in there. They have everything else incorporated that you would normally have as like a side. They have it inside
They
of
just
the
mix
little...
it all together, yeah.
Ew, but that's so gross, though, the way he...
Right, but if it all mixes in your stomach anyway, what do you care?
You're not... I don't like my food to touch. You're not supposed to eat... You're supposed to eat stuff separately. I don't want stuff to blend together.
You mean vegetables and rice grosses you out?
No, but I'm just using that as an example. Not a good one.
Yeah, it's a very bad one, actually.
It's so gross. They put... You mean stir fry? I'm pretty sure that's what you're describing.
Yeah, but like, who doesn't want anything with something else on the side? Why do you want just a bowl of something? And it's a small bowl
I'm
like
fine with that.
It's a small little bowl.
I'm fine with that.
It's the palm of your hand.
I'm trying to eat as much as you're supposed to eat, which is not much.
I want to eat till I'm full.
Gwen gives me a hard time all the time. She goes, I know you don't like to eat because you're trying to be skinny. I go, it's not that. She goes, you eat like a bird. And I'm like, first of all, birds eat a lot. That's not accurate.
Because they fly.
Right.
They need all those calories.
Second of all, I don't like feeling full and gross. People are telling me they identify with you. They say it's like being hugged from the inside.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
It is. I would have tested that.
I can't identify with that. And I didn't get that many hugs when I was a kid.
Neither did I. That's why I got it from the food.
Yeah, I didn't get anything from the food.
Get a little inside your belly hug.
It's like, be a little fat bitch. Come on. I love you anyways.
All right. Well, I understand, I guess, what people are talking about. Alan, how come the man versus food guy isn't obese? Adam Richmond got fat.
Yeah.
That's why he quit that show. He's like, we couldn't even shoot 2 days in a row. I'd need like a day in between. We had him on the show a couple times over the years before he got sucked into an early version of the Me Too moment. And he was like, I would have to pack Pepto-Bismol everywhere I went because I would need a day or two in between to flush out all the crap I ate or whatever. So, but yeah, people that I can't watch those food challenge shows because it just, oh God, freaks me out. They'll show a guy, that Man versus Food is a great example.
Yeah.
They'd have not just him, They'd show other people. There's other shows where civilians go around and they try to tackle the
Well, that's what they ended up doing.
72-ounce porterhouse or whatever.
He would get someone else to do it. Someone else would try and eat the challenge because you just wouldn't do it anymore.
Right.
Like he just couldn't keep doing it because he was dying.
Yeah. Arby's has got something they just rolled out too, some meat mountain that's like brisket and roast beef and bacon and so. In the Philippines, Alan is probably eating water buffalo. There are a lot of those?
Yeah.
Boy.
They made a really cool, like, they took their horns after they would, take them to the slaughterhouse and make belts out of them.
Right.
And they were really cool. I
Right.
wanted one, but they only made them down in the southern parts of the country.
Okay. Anyway, I certainly didn't mean to get off on a tangent there about Smashburger, because I wanted to talk about the jail guard who got ID'd by his dong. Jail guard in Brooklyn who was banging inmates. Boy, I don't know how it is in jail. I've never been inside, but I've seen Orange is the New Black. I assume it's just like real life. But, boy, these guards cannot stop poking the inmates. I mean, they're right there, I guess. And they want to barter for things. Huh?
It's long hours. They're there all the time. They probably see the inmates more than they see their actual wives.
Yeah, no, I
that
get
makes
it.
sense.
I know, but
there's a guy that went undercover for Mother Jones or something, one of those websites, and he was working with men, but it's a really crazy read if you want to Google it and check it out, because he was just talking about how they just let people, basically the jail's running itself.
Right.
You're just there to make sure they don't get out.
It's a self-contained system.
Yeah, and then how they just want to make sure that they're always full. Like, you need to have those places full because they're for-profit prisons. A lot of them.
Well, this guy's in trouble because he was forcing multiple female inmates to give him oral sex, and the reason they were able to nail the guy is because he had a distinctive hook-shaped large penis.
Damn.
So when
Gonzo dong.
That's right, Gonzo's face. That's what it looked like when this guy took his pants off. So this guy's on trial for this, and all of the inmates are like, "Oh, it looked like a hook. It was giant. It was curved."
Imagine if that's what gives you away. Like, "Oh, D done failed me now. It served me well all these years, and this is what gives it away."
Oh.
See that big shadow and the birthmark? Oh no, thank you.
One of the inmates on the stand noted that only problem was it kind of smelled bad.
Buh.
You don't want a bad buzz about that.
No, you don't want that.
Stinky D.
No.
So wait,
No.
these were women inmates?
Yeah. Here's her quote.
For an inmate to complain about you, it has to be bad.
It says, if it didn't stink, I would have been all over that, she said, describing the odor as, quote, pissy.
Do you think he kept it kind of stinky on purpose so that they wouldn't claim ownership to it? Like, they didn't really want to do it?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I just he just was gross. He didn't know how to shake after he went to the bathroom.
This is a jury I would have loved to have been on, just to hear numerous female inmates just talking about this guy, giving their testimony in their own inimitable fashion. The woman who was at the time in there on a drug charge but has since been released said she had to go back to testify. She had been getting cleaning supplies from his office, and she started hugging him and kissing him because she was lonely.
Oh.
Then he whipped out his hefty...
his hefty hook.
See, this is the New York Post, and it's all tabloidy,
Yeah.
so it's like the schlong arm of the law, and it's, super punny, which is why I love these.
Like a gavel.
Yeah. When he whipped out his hefty pecker, she said she got scared.
Stinky D. Douglas.
God.
Hefty Peckers at the grog shop this weekend.
Yeah, they're opening for the Clarks tonight. Don't miss them.
I love it. That's funny. That's not funny. That's bad. That's a Me Too, but it's funny.
Yeah. So a long, uncircumcised, curved rod is what got this guy nailed.
So I'm not wrong about the uncircumcised thing.
Nope.
That's stank.
Nope.
Some real stank in there.
Well,
if he kept it clean, they would have all been hooked.
Right. And they all said he had a pattern as to how he would pop off. He would do it into a paper towel that he then folded up and threw away. Jurors were seen sitting with their hands over their mouths as the various inmates gave their testimony. Your mom just comes back from jury duty. She's like white as a sheet. How's the case? Is it a murder or something? She's like, no, I wish it was a bloody, gruesome murder. But it's about a correctional guard with a stinky curved dong who was
Uncut
banging all the inmates. He faces up to 95 years in prison.
Really?
Wow.
And a $1 million fine. Yeah. Because there was drug smuggling involved. He probably put it in the skin on the head. And you know, he get a couple of heroin packets in there. That's how he did it. They're not going to check him there, and it's curved, so it's all folded underneath.
I'm done with you.
Right? Beautiful.
I
Look
don't
at that
want to hear
guy.
that story anymore.
All right, I got a break. You're in luck. Tom Green is going to join us. He's at Hilarities all this weekend, so we'll catch up with him. And I'll have tickets for you to see Brit Floyd, the world's greatest Floyd tribute band. They're going to be over at Jacobs Pavilion at Nautica next Saturday. 1 week from tomorrow night is when that show's going to happen. If you want to text here, 35192, or get to us at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Hey everybody, welcome to Side in the DMs. I replaced Pound Cake with Mary.
Hi.
Which makes me very happy, and I'm sure you're all pretty happy about it. Don't worry, he'll be back at some point, but he's just probably eating Chipotle right now, as he does.
Chipotle.
All right, well, you can have some after the show. Okay. So, we just announced the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour 2018, the 9th one, and Mary Santora will be performing.
I'm so excited.
This
It's
is
gonna
your
be
second
amazing.
one, right?
My second one. I was on 2015.
Yes.
Was the last one that I did. And then now I'm back. And I'm super excited. To this day, the House of Blues show on the last one is the best set I've ever had.
That
so I am
did crush it incredibly hard.
Very excited to hopefully top that this year.
Yes,
So.
and this year you will be closing one of the shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Kent Stage show.
The Kent Stage show.
Yes.
So, and you haven't performed at the Kent Stage. Last time we did it at the Tangier.
Yeah.
I love the Kent Stage. It's a theater show.
Good.
And it's everyone sitting. I always enjoy that. That's my favorite place to perform of all the places that we have performed. I love House of Blues. They treat us great, but with the bars in the back, it always becomes
rowdy.
A little bit rowdy, and then also that's the one that all our salespeople come to, and they sit up in the box, and by the time the second to last comics are on, damn it, he's back. It's all right.
Here he is.
We're siding in the DMs.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
You were replaced.
Bitch taking my spot. Get out of my spot.
Thank you.
So, I just, I like a well-behaved comedy audience, and that's what you get at the Kent Stage.
Well, that's the one I'm closing out.
Well,
so
you're gonna
everybody
crush it.
come.
So
It's gonna be fantastic.
yeah, I'm doing I'm letting you close one night and letting you. Alan asked me to close them. I said I'm not that good anymore. Like I'm not. I really am not. I don't feel up to the task of closing out these shows. But I wanted Mary to close, and I want to make Mike Paramore. He's closing the House of Blues show, and they're both really funny comedians. They're out doing it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not, so I don't have the I'll have new material. I always bring new material, but I don't have the chops right now that you guys have because you're doing it on a nightly basis on the road and just crushing.
Right.
And so I just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to shine. And also,
Bill's just being coy about saying that he's excited to open for me.
Yeah,
is what
honestly,
it is.
it's it's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah, good one.
So,
but it's gonna be super fun.
It's super fun, and you can get tickets at AlanCoxShow.com. I think they go on sale Friday. If you're watching this after Friday the 4th, then they're on sale now. So
there you go.
What's your goals? Like, what do you got? Merch? You gonna have?
I'm gonna have some merch.
Yes.
I actually did.
Ooh, is it a surprise? Or
it's fine. I have Pants designing me a poster that says "Crushing It." So
nice.
We're gonna do a hashtag "Crushing It." It's gonna be really cool, and he already sent me some stuff, so it's gonna be exciting. Aaron Seacrest is a very talented local designer.
A bunch of stuff that I've put out there. The T-shirt, the Cake Guardian shirt, my favorite merch that I've ever had is that's an Aaron Seacrest design. And
yeah, he's really good. So he's got a poster going for me right now, and then I'm working on shirts, but I don't think they'll be done.
Yeah.
By that time. So.
But
I'll have at least a poster.
That's your saying though. Hashtag crushing it.
Crushing it.
That's
yes,
that's your. Here's my sign.
I'm going to brand it.
Yeah, you should because
right. I'm a brand. Isn't that what it is?
Sure.
Sure.
So come check out the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour.
Yes.
You can go to AlanCoxShow.com and. Tomorrow we're doing something very special for the tour. I don't think we're gonna announce it yet, but I thought I told you about it, but I'll tell you off air.
Camera.
But thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be right back.
Thanks.
And follow Mary on Instagram and Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
What is it?
Mary Santora Comedy on Instagram and Mary _Santora
I always
on
mix
Twitter.
them up.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
So
all right.
do that.
Do that. So I am crashing with my parents for a little bit.
Good old mom
I've never
and
been
pop.
more motivated to have a good credit score, because the whole idea is to save a little bit of money, get my credit score up. I had some stuff that fell through the cracks. Going to get it all taken care of. Not a paperwork guy. I don't pay attention. So I'm going to get that all taken care of, because spending time with my dad is something I like to do minimally. Yeah. He tells me to change my oil every time I see, like, Dad. Well, he doesn't just tell me to change my oil. He tells me that if you get full synthetic and you put this stuff in there, you can go 10,000 miles. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You've been telling me this since I was 16 years old, which is what I've done since I was 16 years old. I've never had an engine fail on me. I've put over 600,000 miles on the different cars that I've owned. Like, I have driven and taken care of my cars pretty well. Like, they got a little messy on the interior, but the engine I take care of. And just hearing him, I'm like, what is wrong with you, old man? What is wrong with you? I know these things. They're in the brain.
It's probably the one thing he has left. Like, he's just like, I don't know, dads like to, just like moms, when you come home, they want to do your laundry. Dads want to know that they're still wanted. They're still needed.
Yeah, but my mom doesn't want to do my laundry. And my dad, like, but he tells me it like he hasn't ever told it to me before. And I'm just like, dude, I know this. I take good care of my cars.
I met your mom. I've never met your dad, so
he's a very nice man. And I was hanging out with him, and my sister works for my dad's company, and I was hoping to get some time with my niece, but her in-laws are in town, so they had my niece. So I just went up there to hang out with my dad, my sister, like a fucking loser. No good. I could have been doing so many. That's why I left and went to the mall so early, because I was like, I gotta get out of here.
You're a shopping guy?
I'm not a shopping guy.
You're gonna be like me with shopping bags in each hand and just spinning around.
No, I do the opposite. Is I take the bag and I rolled it up and put it into my shirt.
Oh, you're the worst.
Because I don't want people. Because someone went to another store and they're like, "Oh, what'd you get from Hot Topic?" I'm like, "None of your goddamn business."
Wait. Cashiers ask you what you buy.
Someone I went to the record store. I don't even know what it's called, FYE or something like that. And I was because they have a bunch of superhero stuff there too, and I was looking to see if they had the new Perfect Circle record, which they didn't, and I was very annoyed. And she was asking me about my bag, and I'm like, it doesn't matter.
You didn't tell her that.
I told her the truth. I'm very nice. I'm very, very nice.
I was like, you're a rude little bastard.
No, I'm not a rude bastard. I was just, she's like, what'd you get? I'm like, an Avengers shirt, and that's it. And she's like, okay. And then she left me alone. But I didn't. After that, I rolled it up. I don't want any more questions.
It was probably customer service. She wanted to, establish.
She was trying to upsell me. She was trying to see what I got. Be like, ooh, if you like that, you got to get this. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that.
She's a homemade Alexa or like an Amazon.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it on my business. So yeah, that's one night at my parents' house. I'm going to hopefully be out of there by the end of May, maybe June. I don't know. We'll see. I want to get out. I don't like it.
Yeah, you can't do any.
But my mom's in Hawaii right now, so maybe it'll be different once she gets home and she's cooking me dinner and I get to be lazy.
Hawaii?
She's been there for about a week.
She went without your dad?
Yeah, she went like a group of her like lady friends.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, just a friend trip. They've been to Hawaii together a bunch of times.
That literally like
my parents travel all the time because my he's not retired, but he's basically retired, where he's not doing any of like the physical.
Your dad's a wealthy
anymore.
man.
He does all right. Yeah, he does. I mean, he owns his own construction business, and like they got their ass kicked when it was
like the recession,
but they've bounced back since then, and so yeah, they travel quite a bit. But my mom is just real savvy when it comes to the points and like saving and all that stuff. So
blocked because of a sinkhole 90 east after 254, so expect delays. Fallen trees closing Albion Road between Pearl and Eastland, Edgerton Road between Aikens and Valley Parkway, and Route 82 closed between Old 8 Road and Route 8. I'm Livy Musica in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
At Jared, they turn feelings into jewelry. It could be a piece that jewelry designers create just for Jared, or a piece custom made just for you. The one unique gift that tells her how you feel. That's why he went to Jared.
After you're done asking Alexa to do all that weird shit.
I'm sorry. I can't help you with that.
Well, what if I gave you $20?
No.
Ask her to play WMMS on iHeartRadio. It's time to give stuff away! Oh, it's time to give stuff away!
The Alan Cox Show.
A sore tooth in the mouth of broadcasting. Oh, The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Yo quiero pedir que mi negra me quiero, que tenga dinero y que no se muero. Ay, yo te quiero pedir,
.com.
There you go.
You hear me there?
Now I can.
Beautiful. Hey, Tom Green's
hey,
back.
How are you?
Yeah.
Welcome back,
see you,
sir.
Alan. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Guys, appreciate it. This is cool. Great to be in Cleveland. This is amazing.
We haven't seen you for a bit.
It's been, I think, 18 months.
I thought it was longer than that.
Yeah, maybe
Really?
I didn't get to come into the show last time. Maybe I was
maybe
here.
not.
Yeah.
How are you? You look good. You look trim.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I've
you
been,
look happy.
Trying to stay healthy. Life on the road can be hard if you don't look after yourself, so I'm trying to do that.
Do you have a regimen?
Drinking a little less, not trying to make it sound like I'm less fun, because
Right.
actually it's making me have more. I have more energy,
Mm-hmm.
so I have more energy. So
wow, I noticed.
So it's cool. I mean, I've been touring pretty much full time. I just toured. In the last year, I was over in Israel. I was in Ireland and England, all
Did
through
you
the
fix
UK.
it? Israel?
I fixed it.
Oh,
I
good.
fixed
Thanks,
all
man.
the problems.
Somebody
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
You did USO stuff back in the day.
I have done that. Yeah, I toured in Afghanistan, or I did shows in Afghanistan and Iraq, and all over the place with the military. And my dad was a military guy. You know,
My dad was too.
Yeah,
Do you
Canadian Army. We've got an army.
Canadian
too.
Army.
Yeah, Canadian
okay.
Army.
I forget that you're Canadian.
Yeah, we've got an army.
Yeah.
My dad looked after the tank. Yeah.
The tank.
Yeah, it was a Volkswagen Beetle with a shotgun welded to the roof. Yeah, so.
He'd come home every night. He'd go, "It's still there, son.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll send you a picture."
We're ready.
Yeah.
We're ready if those Yankees invade.
What is the Tom Green? What's the common Tom Green thread that you find when you traverse the world?
You know, it's interesting because I've done quite a bit of stuff over the years now. And I'm always surprised, how it spreads and travels. Obviously lots of bits from the Tom Green Show. Freddie Got Fingered. My movie has this cult following now, so I'll be in Sydney, Australia, or Tel Aviv, and someone will say, "Daddy, would you like some sausage?"
Of course.
To me.
Yeah.
People know. Road Trip, the movie Road Trip. When I was the guy that stuck the mouse in his mouth.
Right.
So people come up to me all the time now. They'll say, "Hey, you're the guy that stuck the rat in your mouth in that movie." I say, "It was a mouse, man. I'm not crazy."
Right.
But no, it's
so they kind of hit you with different things.
Hit me with different things, and it's
Live
pretty
forever
cool.
on YouTube.
They'll sing the theme song to the Tom Green Show, and the street people come up. "This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green." Yeah. I wrote that.
Yeah.
I wrote that 25 years ago. But
it holds up. It's just as catchy as it was back then.
It's still popping, man.
Yeah.
It's popping. Yeah. Move over, Kanye. It's
So
the Tom Green Show.
Well, it's funny. I was reading a thing. It was a couple of weeks ago or something, and they said people are starting to re-examine Freddie Got Fingered.
Yes.
People who write things. They're like, maybe we were wrong about Freddie Got Fingered.
There's been several very in-depth sort of theses and analyses of the movie. So it's pretty. It's actually kind of vindicating, to be honest with you, because I got really sort of trampled on by the critics when the movie came out, but like it really was an aggressive attempt to make something really, really different and crazy and weird.
You succeeded with that.
Yeah, which was definitely, to me, that's a good thing. Some people don't necessarily like weird stuff. That's always been my driving kind of, mantra. I grew up watching SCTV and Monty Python and the Kids in the Hall, and so I like weird stuff. I love doing stand-up. My stand-up's weird, but I also try to talk about a lot of real issues that people are going through, relationships and social media and technology and all sorts of bizarre stories from my life in Hollywood and how I know the President of the United States personally, because
you were on Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was on Celebrity Apprentice, and Donald Trump fired me because I went out drinking with Dennis Rodman. So I've got some fun stories and commentary about that, but it's not a political show because at the end of the day, I'm Canadian, and this is your problem. But
that's the interesting thing is that you do know him, and you're Canadian, so you're not just coming at it from the perspective of somebody. Because really, when they talk to people who've been on Celebrity Apprentice, it really does seem to it's an entirely different perspective because people knew him they knew him as Donald Trump, the New York goofball, rather than the President of the United States.
Yeah, it's one thing to know him from the show and to actually have hung out in the hallway with Trump and talked to him, between takes on the show. And he was always
what's that Trump like?
He was a nice guy. I mean, he was a little bit intimidating, just kind of like you'd expect. He didn't sort of necessarily laugh every time you told a joke, which you could sort of tell he's sort of a bit of a wall up that way. But look, I try not to get into politics in my show because I don't want the show to be polarizing. I know there's so much politics in comedy right now. I'm talking about subjects that are more social and ridiculous things about the way we live our lives as human beings and as people. But I want everybody to have fun, even the Trump supporters.
Yeah, and every comic has got their own take on that. And a lot of people think that it's harder to do, politically tinged stuff. I think it's harder to not do it because everything, not overtly, but everything eventually will intersect with something somebody believes politically.
Yeah.
So obviously, you want everybody to have a good time. You don't want to polarize people or whatever. Yeah. But it's kind of, there's a lot of bobbing and weaving that needs to be done these days.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I weave it into my show in a way where I kind of cover both sides of the political spectrum.
Yeah,
and not just political, but just the way we live as in 2018 with social media. I'm 46 years old, so I talk a lot about how I grew up without social media.
Yeah, you're the same age as me.
I didn't get a cell phone until I was 28 years old. I mean, they didn't have cell phones. It was like, they had them, but they were like giant shoebox-sized devices. Looks like you're calling in an airstrike.
Something you use in an emergency. Or if you're just a douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't anything.
Or a drug dealer. Yeah. So
that can also be a douchebag. Or your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's fun. It's fun, kind of with my audiences. Pretty broad. Like I have people that know me from the movie Charlie's Angels, right, which is a completely different crowd of people, or The Tonight Show, and I used to be on Jay Leno's show all the time. So I've got an older crowd and a young crowd who know me more from some of the internet stuff.
You've got a lot of points on that curve where you can really, you got a big tent going.
Yeah,
because I forgot you mentioned Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
It had been wiped from my mind that you had been married to Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I was the Chad. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was the Chad. I met Drew when she hired me to be in Charlie's Angels. My show was I had a hit show on
That's
MTV.
When you met her? Is when she cast you in the film?
That's where I met her. Yeah.
Oh, I thought she put you in because you guys were dating.
Yeah, people do think that.
Yeah, I thought it was like a Roseanne Tom Arnold type situation.
No. I had the #1 show on MTV.
Yep.
And she basically, and the studio were trying to get me in that movie for a while. I actually passed on it initially, but then I did the movie, and we went out on a date, and then we got married 2.5 years later. So it was interesting time. But what
was it about Tom Green?
I don't know if you caught me in Charlie's Angels 2.
No.
I was in the 915 at the Galleria. That's what happens when you marry your co-star and producer.
Yeah.
And then you get a divorce 6 months later.
Right.
They don't put you in the sequel.
No.
Right. They don't put you in the sequel.
They call Justin Theroux for that or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, no, I wonder what the secret sauce though was with Tom Green, because
Well, it's just because I'm hilarious, right?
Well, that, but
it's because I'm so hilarious.
Drew Barrymore's worked with funny guys. Every
yeah, but
guy
not as
that's
funny
done
as me though.
Well,
Not as funny
clearly
as me.
not.
Yeah, she was completely
Caught her eye.
overwhelmed with my hilarity.
Right.
And she actually really did. I don't talk about this that much, but we're talking about it now. She kind of like sort of pursued me a little bit, to be honest with you. I was
Sure.
kind of like, I had to kind of like, hey, come on, back off, Drew. I'm just new in town here, But she kept calling. So finally, I was like, okay, I'll go out with you then.
Right. There's only so much you can hold a woman like that off.
Exactly. Exactly.
Your
But
blood
she's
is
doing amazing, and we are not in touch really, but she's got her family now and stuff, so I'm really happy for her.
So it's fitting, given that level of hilarity, that you would be at a club called Hilarities.
Exactly.
That is,
There you
okay.
go. Exactly.
Bring it all back.
Tom Green is doing Hilarities this weekend, 7:30 and 10 tonight, 7 and 9:30 tomorrow. And you mentioned before you mentioned the break that you're doing a thing in Vegas, which I was unaware of.
Yeah, so I started doing a residency at Bally's Casino in Vegas last year, and I did about 4 months there, and now we're moving it actually into a bigger showroom at Harrah's and doing fewer nights a week. So I was doing.
So you're living in Vegas.
Well, I was, and going on the road on the weekends. I was doing Sunday through Wednesday nights. Now I'm doing just Sunday and Monday nights at Harrah's in this beautiful showroom. That's an incredible comedy room. So I do Sunday and Monday. So I do Friday, Saturday here at Hilarities, and then on Sunday morning I'm flying to Vegas and doing my shows there. And so it's good. It's pretty awesome because I get to do my off nights in Vegas, and great crowds there from all over the country,
and make money on your off nights, which is great.
Yeah, it's true.
And then you can also workshop material, and always, I'm sure you have the everything set. But then if you have something like, hey, I want to tweak this, I want to try this out.
Yeah,
you have a great place to do that, where it's a full crowd that are there to laugh and have a good time.
Yeah, I mean it's. The more you're on stage when you do stand up, the more you're sort of in tune.
Dialed in. Yep.
So it's a nice thing to be doing stand up 4 or 5 nights a week.
Is it still a Carrot Top town as far as comedy goes?
I love Carrot Top. We're good friends, and I've been to his show so many times. I mean, I think he is just so. His show in Vegas is incredible. I mean, because he's got the sort of the luxury of having been there for so long, and they do this really theatrical thing with music and lighting, and of course all of his hilarious props that he builds. So
I love that he builds them. I love that he has like a workshop where he is trying to come up with jokes and then create a prop for it, and then building it himself. Like there's something just wonderful about that to me, that he's that involved with it. Because he could easily, he's making so much money, he could just be like, make me this, and this. But he's doing it. He's involved in all that.
Yeah, he's the best. And I've got a lot of good friends in Las Vegas. Like I just mentioned, I was at Eric B. and Rakim, legendary hip hoppers. Forefather of modern hip hop, Rakim, and as one of the best rappers, and Eric B., one of the great producers of all time, and met Eric in Las Vegas, and friends with Chris Angel down there. So it's a cool town to kind of be going to regularly. There's a lot of cool, creative, amazing people in
like
Vegas.
A little Hollywood, but with
it's cool.
I'm always curious about those residencies though, because they, I don't know if Carrot Tops started that way and then he just said, screw it, I'm going to stay here. But like they come to you, they say, Tom, we want you to do a thing, and it's for, I don't know, a year, 2 years, 3, whatever it is. I don't know how long they are, but
I'm there for 6 months now, so we'll see.
6 months. Okay, yeah. I assume it's different for different people, but I'm always fascinated by those because there are 1,000 people that anybody could go and do one of these, and so they come to you and they go, we want you to do this. Was there a part of you who was like, I don't know if I want to be hunkered down that much?
I've always wanted to do Vegas. I mean, like, my audience is pretty international.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm very fortunate and grateful that MTV picked up my little show off public access TV and literally blasted it around the world. Right. So people from all around the world come to Vegas. So it's almost like you don't have to tour. You're there, people come to you, and the population of Vegas is like swaps out, like 50% of the population swaps out every week. There's a whole new crowd comes into town.
And they all know who you are, which is good.
Yeah, I'll say in my shows in Vegas, I'll say, we have any Australians here, and there'll be a lot of Australians, a lot of Canadians, a lot of Americans, English, and people from all over the world. So,
are you lionized now in Canada? Was there a time where Canada there was an elitist view of Tom Green for a while, and this is what I was thinking of when you mentioned Freddie Got Fingered, because you had a huge show. the natural progression would be like, let's do a movie. Let's capitalize in this. Let's do a movie. It's probably nothing that anybody other than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was easy to take shots at Tom Green for Freddie Got Fingered, right?
You know, whenever you're like
Canada
on
always
top,
embrace you.
Whenever you're on top,
Yeah.
people are going to take shots at you.
Right.
It's like, people are going to try and push you off the top of the mountain, And I was on top of the mountain. I was hosting Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I was on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. People are like, where the hell did this guy come from?
Right.
I don't think people realized I'd been doing my show for 5 years in Canada and been working hard as a stand-up and doing my thing to try to it just sort of came out of nowhere when I hit MTV. So,
Right.
so that was I think it was an exciting but strange time to kind of get like sort of whipped around like that in the public consciousness. But in Canada, I mean, I have so many great fans and friends in Canada, and I actually am developing a new television show in Canada that we're going to bring back into the U.S. So it's cool. I love Canada, and my family's there, and I'm there all the time. Yeah, I was just performing in Vancouver a couple of weeks ago. So
Vancouver's a great city.
Yeah,
and I love Rip Torn, so anything that guy ever does, I will watch.
Oh yeah.
But it's funny when I was talking about people re-examining Freddie Got Fingered. The one guy said, I think we might have missed that Tom Green was our generation's Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, that was I take that as a great compliment, and I was Of
course, our current Andy Kaufman is Kanye West.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, to be lumped in.
I loved Andy Kaufman. When it was interesting when his movie Man on the Moon, the Jim Carrey movie, came out. That was right when my show was on MTV, and it was also at the exact same time that I got cancer. I had testicular cancer.
That's right.
So I had to go deal with having my right testicle removed. Thank you. I'm not trying to bring the mood down. Still have the left one. I still have the left one.
Right.
It's the middle one now.
Good for you.
Actually, it's the left one. It's the one that's left. Everything's fine.
As virile as ever.
Yeah, everything is fine. Everything is fine. But it was strange because I really became very sort of connected with Andy Kaufman at that time. He was a little before my time. When I was a kid, he was on Taxi, and I was probably
Letterman
a little too young. I didn't really watch Taxi,
right?
And I didn't really know about his, wrestling women and all the things that he did, and taking the audience out for milk and cookies. I didn't know about.
We were in junior high when that was all going on.
I didn't know about that till later when the movie came out, really, and everybody was coming when my show went on MTV. Everybody was coming up to me saying, "Hey, you like Andy Kaufman?" I met Jim Carrey when the movie was coming out, and the first thing he said to me was, "You must like Andy Kaufman." And I kind of,
they sense that vibe.
Yeah. So I did some bits of that were similar to his without knowing it. Like I used to drive my audience home after the show, and you have a bus waiting and drive, and I didn't even realize that he had done a similar thing at Radio City Music Hall.
Comics do that all the time now because of Uber.
Yeah. I'll call you an Uber. I called my audience an Uber.
One by one. But that documentary, too, on Carey doing that movie was kind of an interesting look at the whole process, too.
Yeah.
But
he's, of course, one of the... Jim Carrey is one of my favorite people ever, and Canadians, so... You grow up in Canada looking up to people like Jim Carrey and Mike Myers and John Candy. And Martin
Eugene
Short.
Levy.
And
you make
Eugene
very
Levy.
funny people up there. There's very
so,
funny people that come. Seth Rogen. There's just this list of Canadian people that have just taken over the comedy scene in Hollywood over the years.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite when I was a kid, I started doing stand-up when I was 16 years old in Ottawa, not far from here, and
just over the river.
Yeah. And at the time, I was a big fan of Norm Macdonald and Harland Williams, who were up-and-coming stand-ups in Canada. This was before they were on Saturday Night Live and doing movies and all of the things they did. So I was, as a kid, just sort of immersed in the stand-up scene.
But it was also kind of a given, too, that if you wanted to do that, you'd have to come to the States, right? I mean, Canada's so friggin' big that, you could either keep doing clubs in Ottawa, of which there might have been, you probably count them on one hand, or you had Toronto or Vancouver or whatever. It's so spread out that I always got the vibe that, sooner or later, you'd have to come down here to,
It's just about the population. I mean, more people live in California than in all of Canada,
Oh, really?
So, there's 35 million people live in Canada. So, ultimately you go where the audiences are, and it's just, it's you're watching, we're growing up, we grew up watching Johnny Carson and David Letterman, and you know, Hollywood is just like if you grow up in Cleveland and you're a comedian, you want to go to Hollywood. You know,
well,
or
that's
New
the thing.
York. And
growing up in Cleveland, I still watched SCTV, and I watched Kids in the Hall and all that stuff. Like I was just as connected to a lot of Canadian comedy, just because it's out there. And I was like you, like I wanted the weird stuff, I wanted the different stuff. And then you start looking back through people's catalogs, and you go, "Well, I love John Candy." Then you see SCTV, and you're like, "Oh man, all these guys are great." And you get those tapes and just go into it.
It was the best.
One of the guys that used to do sales here for us was Canadian, and his sister is married to Eugene Levy.
Oh, okay.
So I was always like, gee, I wonder if you're ever going to introduce... You know, I was like, it was 1 degree of separation. And I've had Eugene on the show over the years, but I mean, just... It was a different kind of weird, I guess, between like American comics who were trying to do weird stuff and Canadians. It was just a different, more laid-back kind of weird.
Yeah, absolutely. We're weirdos, us Canadians.
Tom Green is at Hilarities all weekend. Tonight, 7:30 and 10, 7 and 9:30 tomorrow night. You can go to pickwickandfrolic.com for the info. Tom Green Live on the Twitter.
Thank you. Yes. Tom Green Live on Twitter and just Tom Green on Instagram.
Yeah. It's always good to see you. I'm glad you're doing well.
Yeah,
glad you're happy and healthy and all that.
Thank you.
And,
appreciate it.
We'll see you in another 18 months.
Amazing.
All right,
I can't wait.
All right, we'll take a break. Here's your shot at $1,000 before we do. We do this once an hour, so good luck.
Your shot at $1,000 now.
I had a pound cake night last night, just like a sad night in bed. This is the first night since my breakup that I really like. I don't know exactly how I deal with things, but when it comes to heartbreak, I am definitely the type to
your heart
avoid
on
it.
your sleeve.
No, I avoid it. I don't think about it
because you wear your heart on the sleeve.
Is that what that means?
No, I'm saying you try to avoid thinking about your feelings because you get so attacked so soon.
Yeah, all right.
So that's why you wear your heart on your sleeve, and then now you're guarded. So you try not to think about it.
So last night I was just driving home, and that's one thing. One thing that's way too much of. I'm driving from Lakewood to Medina, and it's like a 40-minute drive, and I'm trying to find something to listen to. The Indians game was already over.
Nothing but sad songs on the radio.
Nah, it wasn't even like.
If they're not here, baby face. All I only think of you is breaking my heart. I'm trying to keep it together,
I don't even
but
know
I'm
that
falling
song, so.
apart. I'm feeling low down on my. Mariah Carey, We Belong Together.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Oh my god.
So anyway, the point is, just that drive home was a little long and a little sad, and then I get home and I'm just trying to fall asleep, but it just took way too long because I'm out of my routine right now, and so I'm just.
You'll get used to it.
I know, but see, it's really hard because then you start thinking like I need to be patient with everything right now, but I'm thinking more like you, where I'm like, oh, I need this now, I need this now, I need this now, and I'm like, no, I don't. I need to calm down and let everything happen in time and just be patient, and I'll be all right.
I don't have too many pound cake nights anymore. Like I don't.
Oh, that's good.
I don't. But I'm saying I don't overthink myself to sleep anymore because I'll just watch porn, get tired, and go to bed. So that's good. I have pound cake days.
Some people watch like The Office to fall asleep. You watch porn.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, I have this show that I watch to fall asleep. And you go with porn.
No, I have designated porn. Like, it's bookmarked. So I know I have my usuals that I go back to. It's like, I'm a reliable customer. At any rate, I have pound cake days now, which I think is a lot worse. Because instead of...
Okay, so it's not just at night, it's all day?
Well, because I don't have nights anymore, so it's switched over. So it's like, I'm at work just clicking on my computer, like... making calls, I'm just feeling somber, like, where's my childhood? Like, I feel sorry for myself, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
Where's my child?
Like, what am I doing with my life? You know, working hard, doing these long hours, it would be really great if I had someone to come home to. So it's less productive. I would rather have the late nights than the all-day distractions.
See, that's the thing, is I don't need someone to come home to. I like the person that I was coming home to, and the fact that I'm not anymore is really bumming me out. So that's a thing. And then I just hate that drive too, getting all the way back to Medina. Is anybody that commutes that long, God bless you. I don't know how you do it. It's the amount of gas that I'm going through, just the amount of time that I'm driving. It's
kind of good
ridiculous.
though. It's kind of. I'm glad it's kind of like insufferable. So then you won't tolerate it for that long.
Oh no, I will not. I will not.
That's good. That's good because if it was easy, if it was convenient, then you would have no motivation to get out.
No, I would definitely sop that up and just milk it for a long time.
Like if something ever happened to like where like my roommates will be leaving eventually, and I'm gonna have to find another apartment or anything like that. I know I could go back home to my mom's house if she has the space. That's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's just my lifestyle has completely changed to when I lived with my mom. I could not do the things I would want to do now and live with my mom. It's not the drive is like
fall asleep to porn with your mom in the house.
No, I could. I could have a door locked, but it's just
she just hears it from the. She's like, "What is he watching?"
Like
Must be Game of Thrones.
The vents are very noisy. You can hear everything, no matter what room you're in. But like, it's not even like the drive or anything. It's just my mom is just so damn nosy. And in my high school years, I used to come and go as I pleased, and like she wouldn't say anything about it because mainly she worked all the time. She's at home a lot more now, and she's all free to get in my business. So if I leave now at like 4 p.m. and come back at 4 a.m., she's like, "Oh, where were you last night? I peeped in your room and you wasn't there. What was you doing?" and if I'm honest with her and I tell her, which is a mistake, she'll be like, "Ooh, do you know this person on Facebook?" Like she'll try to search for them.
She'll try and do like the detective work and figure it all out.
Yeah, because
she'll go on Instagram and Facebook and try and get a timeline, try and see who you're with, look at their stuff.
Yeah, my lifestyle's totally changed. Because if I told her what I was really doing, I'm like, it's not just one man, Mom. Like, it's a couple.
Yeah, let's keep everyone in the dark as far as keep your mom, keep me, the listeners. Let's keep everybody
please.
in the dark.
Like, there's a reason why there's a part of my life that I don't talk about on the show.
It seems like you talk about it a lot, actually. Anyway, we gotta go. Thanks for watching. Like and share and subscribe. Hey everybody, welcome to Siding in the DMs. I'm Bill Squire. That's Pound Cake. And how you guys doing? We're doing all right. Let me adjust this a little bit so we're not so much wasted space there. There we go. That's good.
Our heads were floating there for a second.
Well, it was just so high up. There's all the space wasted. Anyway, here's what I want to talk about today. I want to call you guys out. I want you guys to be a little more active. We have great listeners. Our fans are incredible. All you guys. I love you all. Even the douchebags. And you know who you are, douchebags. But here's what I need from you guys. A little more activity on the liking and the sharing. That's something that helps us so much if people like our videos and share them and get them out there more.
And it motivates us to do more. Because
absolutely.
As you guys know, Bill takes money out of his own pocket to set this up. And yesterday I was really impressed. I didn't even tell you this, but you were working the screens like not even with the split screen. Like you were.
Yeah, I was tapping. I was mixing the show.
How do you focus
live.
on something like that?
It's just a matter of just being able to multitask.
That's your ADD.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, I know. And then it kind of works out in a way because like it's such a passive thing to do because I'm just hitting the different screens that it doesn't take a lot of my brain. It almost occupies that fidgety part of my brain.
Yeah, because I was taking a poop and I was watching back. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I didn't realize it wasn't split screen, and I'm like, oh, so you were just like literally sliding back and forth what they do on the morning show. So
yeah, but they pay a guy to do that, and I was doing it.
I know.
And conversing still.
That's like Dieter, like working the screens like if it was a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the more you guys like the videos, the more you share, the more feedback you give me, the more. And I'm talking about constructive feedback. Don't just be like, "Oh, you're a douche." Like yesterday, the sound wasn't working. Just tell me the sound's not working. Don't start like typing in all caps. "Oh, the sound's not working." I have no tolerance for people that don't have etiquette at all. So if you come at the live stream or you come at the show with anything that I perceive as douchey or just annoying, I'm just gonna block you because I don't got time to deal with it. I'm not gonna deal with the whiny babies that try to end up hijacking like the chat and make like I like watching the chat and seeing what you guys talk about. I'll check it during the breaks and stuff.
Sub conversations.
And they're great, and that's what I want. I want like you guys to be involved, to go off in your own tangents, and it's funny and that's enjoyable for everyone. But if you're just on there trashing the show or just being, you know, making fun of other people in the chat, like some lady told me that she went into the chat room, someone told her she needed to suck his dick, and she's like, I'm not going there anymore. I'm not gonna watch the live stream because I don't want to deal with people like that. I don't want those kinds of people watching our show. I'm fine not have. I don't care if we have to block them. I want people that care about our show, that want to be entertained, that contribute to the show as well. And so far we've done a great job of building a nice little community on the YouTube, and I thank you so much for that.
People are at work, instead of working, they're sitting there typing.
Right. I don't care about your job, I care about my job. So keep watching it and sharing it and liking the videos, and I'm going to keep trying making this better and better and better, because I feel like there's a lot of potential for bigger things for us if we can take care of the audio and visual aspects of the show.
Is brought to you by Taco Bell. Have you heard about the connection between the dollar bill and Taco Bell? Something about the Belluminati? Well, try the new $1 Triple Melt Burrito and you'll see. It's way too cheesy and way too satisfying to only cost $1. Something isn't adding up. Go to Taco Bell and try it. You'll see.
From the Final Touch Construction Studios, this is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
A Tribe game tonight. They start out the weekend series against the Yankees in New York. 7:05 is the first pitch, so we'll get out of here right around 6:30, make room for the pregame. And then Cavs tomorrow night, Game 3. They're going into that game at 2-0 against the Raptors. 128-110 was the big win last night. LeBron with a huge game. Still tickets for you to win for Game 4. They'll be here at the Q on Monday night. You go to WMMS.com, hit the contest tab there, and we're going to get a winner Monday around noon. And then that person will get to the game on Monday night. But you'll hear tomorrow night's game at 8:30 and Monday night's game, both of those here on WMMS. Your FM home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. Congratulations to them. Tickets for the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour are on sale as we speak. Went on sale this morning to everyone, so get them while you can.
Do you have the live stream up?
Do I have the live stream up?
Pull it up just real quick, because I'm going to show you a little something I made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of a lag time, so I'll do this now so that by the time you get it up, you should be able to see the little little thing. I'll just do it a couple times.
All right.
So.
Okay, I'm looking right at it.
All right. Mm-hmm. And you should at some point see like a little banner show up, and it says,
"Oh yeah, buy your tickets."
Mm-hmm. See that?
Oh, beautiful.
Look at that.
Not seen it yet.
Okay. Done it a few times now. I'm not sure how long the lag is on this.
That's all right.
And you could click the link or whatever.
Yeah, I put a link in the bio and in the description and stuff like that. And then
girl, look at you.
Then in the chat
hey,
too.
There it is.
There it is. See?
Wow, look at you.
Isn't it amazing?
It is amazing.
Look at how technology is moving the show forward.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. There it is. Anyway, we do the 25th of this month. It's Memorial Day weekend. 25th of this month at the House of Blues, and then we'll do the next night at the Kent Stage. I never doubt my commitment to the audience. I am skipping my oldest nephew's graduation party back home in Illinois for the comedy tour this year.
Your favorite nephew, where he used to be, and then he crossed you. So you're like, you know what? I don't want to go to your graduation. I'm going to schedule the comedy tour that weekend so I don't have to be there.
Listen, everybody thought I was coming down hard on him because I found out that he was running for the Mexican cartels, all right? Listen, it's just not pragmatic. Mexico to Illinois, not pragmatic. You've got a great life ahead of you, but he didn't want to listen to me.
It seems like every year during the comedy show, you have something to do. Like you're missing out on a wedding, somebody's funeral.
Well, that's what happens when you're an adult, is there's always something going on.
I mean, schedule conflicting.
Yeah.
That's not always when you're an adult. I know a lot of adults, they go to work and come home, and they don't want to come home because they have kids that they can't stand. Or they have a husband that they can't stand, or whatever. So that's not always true. Alan just has a lot of things to do.
In full disclosure, it sounds like it's going to be a real weird party.
Why?
Well, I'm going to talk to my mom on Mother's Day. I haven't talked to her in a bit, but I figure Mother's Day is next week, and I'll talk to her. But my ex-wife called me last night. Because I can't go to this graduation party, I won't be there. Mm-hmm. My ex-wife is taking my older kids to the graduation party, okay?
So they're skipping the comedy tour, too? That family was important to them, yeah.
So she's taking them. She's all excited. She hasn't seen my family in a while. And then my brother's ex-wife is going to be there with his older kids. And it's like, man, that just sounds combustible. Like I don't know.
Now,
Sounds strange to me. I got to pick somebody's brain about that.
When I break it with someone, my family break up with them too.
You've never broken up with anybody because you've never had a boyfriend.
If I cut somebody off, my family cuts them off.
But you haven't done that. Because
I've cut a lot of people
but
off.
she's the mother of their grandchildren. She's not some hoe that I was bringing around for a while.
You go to the local drug mart,
if
drop
you
them off
had
in the parking lot,
if
and
you
then
had children with someone, I probably your parents might not be so quick to cut the other person out.
You go to the local drug mart, you drop them off, and then the other parent or family member, adjacent family member, picks them up and takes them to the party. There's a middleman.
Well, I'm sure there's some people who do it that way. Listen, my parents have no ill will towards my ex-wife. It was my fault that we got divorced in the first place.
Like Mike had last year when he was on the comedy tour, was talking about how him and his ex do the drop-offs and pickups at the police station.
Yeah, I know. It can be very acrimonious. And trust me, my ex-wife and I mean, it's only been in the past couple of years as our kids have gotten older that has kind of settled. But man, she hated my guts for a long time. But I'm not going to be there to oversee the whole thing, so I'm going to have to get... And my parents aren't people who, like, reach out. Like, you got to reach out to them. So I'm sure my ex called them and was having conversations or something. They just don't reach out to people. I don't get calls from my mom. She can go, hey, how's it going? Hi, tell me about what's going on with you. It never happens.
What if your mom and your ex become best friends? What if they see each other and then
just not the way my mom, just not the way my mom operates.
Right. Yeah.
Just not the way my mom operates.
You say so?
Because they like Gwen too.
Yeah,
Gwen's great, but she never hears from them. I don't hear from. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if I'll call my mom on Mother's Day. I'll send her something.
I think that is such a beautiful thing when like an in-law or something like that is just so good, like a close relationship. Like if you have a girlfriend and they go over to your family's house and your family treats them just like family, like they're getting along, talking to your mom without you around. I find that very attractive and appealing in a person.
And then once you break up with them, cut them off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
yeah.
True. But like my
you're so ridiculous.
But I'm saying my brother's wife, she comes over to my family's house and it's her family. I mean, they're married now, but even when she was in a relationship, my mom treated her like a daughter. My whole family treated her like,
Right. So if they got divorced, your mom probably would not cut her off.
I mean,
is my point.
I mean, I would at my brother's request, but
I bet she would do the cutting off. She'd be like, "Listen, I'll stay in touch with everybody, but not Cody. I just can't handle him.
But no,
he's too much."
It's just a beautiful thing, and I mean, sometimes she'll run my mom around when my brother's not around. Like I couldn't imagine, because I've never had this close relationship with anyone. Me going around with like my boyfriend's parents, like, and just hanging out, going shopping, drinking wine, going to the West Side Market. I think that is a beautiful thing. That is the close relationship you have with someone's parent.
But that's and you're fortunate if you all live. Like I've been away from home for so long that my parents don't know 90% of the people that I've ever like dated or been with or whatever. They know like my ex-wife and like a high school girlfriend. But my siblings are all around my parents. So they can go to soccer games and things like that. But to me, that's all the more reason somebody should be looping me in on what's going on, Because my ex-wife's like, oh, I talked to your sister for like 90 minutes. I'm like, about what? I don't know. She goes, oh, I assume you heard X, Y, and Z. I'm like, I don't hear anything. Why is nobody telling me anything? Then there's the other half of my brain where I'm kind of like,
I don't want to know this stuff.
I don't need to know. Right, I don't want to get caught up in it. But like, I would like my daughter to know my parents, Like, they see Gwen's family all the time. But they've seen my family a couple of times. And I know it's largely geographic. But I think my family thinks, like, Alan's off. He's been doing his own thing for so long. But then I'm like, fine, but then don't tell me about stuff that I don't know about. Well, you know what happened. No, I don't know what happened. No.
Like, can't you just get, like,
subtweet me in real life
newsletter that catches you all up? Just like
if anybody,
the Cox Monthly,
I guess.
I mean, I would just love that though. Like if someone chilling with my mom when I'm not around. Now, normally I would be concerned. Like I would be concerned that, oh no, what's going on? Like what are they talking about? What does he make? What is my mom making him do or whatever? So I haven't gotten to that point. Cause
making him do,
like making him run errands or like making him lift boxes and making his life miserable or something. I don't know. My mom could be very needy at times.
Does she make you do that stuff?
Yes.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying.
God damn.
So, yes. So I'm just saying, if I had somebody else around that was just so comfortable, and you're like, oh, whatever, like he calls her mom or something like that. Sure, mom, like whatever you need me to do. Okay, well, lift these boxes. I need this light bulb changed. Can you take this upstairs?
Well,
this
I
needs to
do
be
that
moved to the
for.
garage.
I mean, Gwen's mom moved here. I do that for her.
You're married.
I don't mind. Yeah, but the way you're telling it, I mean, is, you're talking about close relationships with people.
I know. I would hope to get to that point, but right now I would just have complete anxiety because the moment
if somebody said, "Hey, Cody, could you change this light bulb for me?" You'd have anxiety.
No. Like with my partner bringing my boyfriend home, my mom always asks. The first thing I'll come home from college, she'll say, "When are you gonna bring home a partner?" I said, "Ew, don't call it that. Like it's a boyfriend or a husband. Like don't call it a partner." And then the second question is,
but right now, let's be honest, it's just a fantasy.
Sure.
Yeah.
She's like, then grandbabies? When am I gonna get grandbabies?
She's a nurse. She should know how that works.
She's delusional.
Yeah, apparently.
Why isn't she hitting your brother up for these? The straight married guy.
She is, but
well, why does she even come to you with that nonsense?
Because she wants both. She just wants to see her offspring, like the seed of her seed.
She wants to be a grandma.
Yeah. The seed of her seed.
And I'm like, you're too old to do stuff with them anyways. You don't ride roller coasters. You don't really go anywhere. Like, you would just play babysitter.
I like that's his first example. You don't ride roller coasters.
I'm just saying.
What else can I do?
She's not active enough to, like...
Come on, Grandma. Get on Magnum Force.
She would be annoyed all the time. I honestly think, like, if I had a kid, it would honestly be for her right now. Because I have no interest in having a kid at this point in my life.
It's always a good idea to have kids for someone else. Always a genius idea.
So I'm just like, here, I'll have
really
them.
Good.
You watch them. And then she'll get tired and, fall asleep. And then the kids are sticking, forks in outlets or something. I don't know. So, I don't know.
Forks and outlets.
Yeah, definitely don't have kids.
Right.
I ain't going to have kids.
I don't even think you have forks. I mean, not your own, right?
Oh, this would be at my mama's house. She got plenty of forks.
Alan, my family flat out told me that if I ever get divorced, they're writing me out of the script in favor of my wife. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. If your family likes your spouse better than you, that would be, yeah. Goddamn, do I love this article that came out a couple of days ago of all of the rejected Ohio vanity plates. Cleveland Scene did it. I'm sure Plain Dealer had it in there, too. But the ACLU is constantly filing lawsuits on behalf of people who are trying to get vanity plates and being real slick about them or think they're being slick. And then the BMV has to give them the yay or the nay. And obviously you can't have anything sexual. You can't have anything about poop. You can't have, this big, long list of the vanity plates that you can't have. A lot of these I can't even say. But people tried to get them through.
It's the challenge. People are up for the challenge.
Right. Bang Bus, but with a 5 instead of an S.
Mm-hmm.
Bang Boo 5. Master B8R.
That's not original
that's
at
not
all.
too
No, I know,
clever,
but some of these
people
you can
still
see,
tried, and that's
right.
funny.
CLEAF, they wouldn't take.
Oh.
Cleveland AF, they wouldn't take that.
Cleveland AF is good.
I like Bitch Please. That's another one. PLZ. BTCH PLZ.
They should have put an 8 in there.
What was Stripper Scott's? Because he used the CSU Vikings license plate to get something clever. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either.
Funny.
Yeah.
I give him credit for it, but I just can't remember.
He used the license plate frame to partly spell out his...
Yeah. So.
They rejected SLOTURD. Slow turd.
Slow turd.
They rejected
for a turtle, right?
They rejected Cops Lie.
See?
What's the matter with that?
He's asking to get pulled over.
Oh, fine, but then you take that onto yourself. If you want that to be your vanity plate, you'd be spending a lot of money and cops pulling you over. But why would they reject it?
See, they don't even need to have the plate. They can just get the frame. Because I had Groupie Hoopty on mine, and it was
Groupie Hoopty.
Yeah, Groupie Hoopty.
You had a license plate frame that said Groupie Hoopty.
Yep.
How many groupies did you have in there?
Well, since I was in high school, none. But I thought it was funny at the time.
Since you were in high school, you mean when you first get your driver's license, you've had none?
I was 16. From 16 to 18 when I got my new car.
Yeah.
I had no groupies at that particular
But you
time.
kept the Groupie Hoopty frame on there.
Yeah, it was my Nissan Sentra. It was 92. The car was saying same age as me, so I wasn't really worried about it. I wasn't trying to get any in that Nissan Sentra.
You're just being silly.
I was proud of it. I was finding myself. I was like, I don't care what anybody else thinks. This is my groupie hoopty.
I wonder if it'd be worth it to change your name legally to Copsley. Copslie. And then you get it as your vanity plate. Could they reject it then?
I think they still could.
It's my name.
Yeah.
Copsley.
They
I'm
probably
Jim
could.
Copsley.
Because you probably couldn't get one that's like Cox oriented.
Probably not. They rejected Mud Slut. I don't even want to know what that is.
Mud Slut. What?
Mud Slut.
That is. Yeah. Ooh. No, thank you.
0F Given. ZROFGVN. FCK Trump. TRMP. Well, Vegan AF. D Nuts. You can't fit the middle Z in there. Somebody tried it. Hot damn. Cocaine with a 4 instead of an A. A55 orgy. Fives instead of S's. Ass orgy. See? Taco 69. Boobies. White power. Black power. Cat pee. They denied cat pee. Oh, what a bummer. I just love what people try, though. Fat ass. PHATASS. Like, what do you mean I can't get fat ass? What?
Yeah, these have to be denied immediately. Like, maybe they just want to be in the paper. Maybe they just want to look in the article and see if they're.
Hey, that was
one
mine.
got in there. Yeah. We should submit something just for that.
Right.
How annoying would it be that you wait? The BMV is going to take forever to get through. You wait in the line all the time, like all day, and then you finally get up to the front, like, all right, I want boats and hoes as my license plate, and then they're like, they put a little stamp like rejected.
They rejected hacker. You can't have the word hacker. Don't know why. They wouldn't let you have it.
Can you have a MAGA license plate?
Probably have I don't know about that.
MAGA might work.
Probably have a license plate frame. At the top, it can say hoopty. It can say groupie hoopty. On the bottom, it can say MAGA. Slow POS. They rejected.
Could you get one that says Stormy D?
I don't know. I just like Mud Slut. Somebody goes, I want Mud Slut to be mine.
I think that was probably meant to be on like a 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Probably.
Where they're going to go out
mud,
into the mud, but it does not sound good at all.
No.
So they did you a favor in that situation because you do not want to be known as Mud Slut.
Taco 69.
That one's all right. They should have let that one through.
Pointless. Why?
No. Pollock. Well, Pollock. Like Jackson Pollock. But somebody probably just meant Pollock. Maybe they misspelled it.
I wonder, could I get sodomite?
What a Pollock thing to do. What? Sodomite?
Yeah.
It's one too many letters. You'd have to pull one of the vowels out, right?
Sodomite.
Murder too. Somebody. Well, anyway. But just, I'm always fascinated by the sheer number of vanity plates that people try to slip through.
There's so many.
But you see, like, Jim's car or whatever, you know. But every once in a while, you'll see a plate that went through. Yeah. SUK my D. That got rejected. What?
What? That's crazy.
Come on. Mom's POS. NFL sucks. SUX. Listen, for my money, you're not going to top Mud Slut or Slow Turd. So, I don't know. We got to think of a way to get... Because they're on to you if you try the old 5 as an S trick. If you try the old 1 as an I trick.
I couldn't get like a pound sign and then a cake.
Well, pound sign isn't going to work.
Pound sign isn't
Symbols don't work.
No, you can't do symbols.
What if
you
I
might
got
be able to just get
LBS?
PNDCKE.
I bet that would get flagged because it looks, even if they couldn't figure it out, that looks like something that people are going to turn into. Somebody got their F. Kyrie vanity plate.
And that one should have been approved. In Cleveland, that should be approved.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey.
What's up?
Not much. I'm curious how some of these got denied because my aunt used to drive a Tahoe, and she got her license plates as Dahoe, D-A space H-O-E.
She sounds like a real mud slut.
Dahoe. What state was this?
This was Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but how long ago was
My
this?
boyfriend currently holds, I don't know if you guys are in with the Chive at all, but they're all about the B.F. Murray.
Yeah.
He has B.F. Murray on his license plate, but the way he got around it was he put it stands for Bill Franklin Murray.
Oh, I see. Instead
So,
of
yeah, if you ever
Bill
see
F. and
B.F.
Murray.
Murray.
Right. BF Murray. Duh-ho. Hey,
you
there's
gotta
my
find
mom's
your way
car.
around it. You got to
Yeah.
say what it stands for has nothing to do with what it looks like.
Right, but a lot of people do that, like, and they go, sorry, we're going to reject it anyway. So maybe she just got a sympathetic BMV employee or something. Duh-ho.
Yeah, I know how he got around his, but I don't know how my aunt got around hers. But yeah, she drove a Chevy Tahoe and she named it Duh-ho.
And your aunt had no problem with driving around with... She didn't mind people knowing her as Duh-ho.
Oh no, the last time I talked to her and drove past her house, I saw a poster board glued to the back of her minivan that said, "I screw married men."
Wow.
I want to meet her.
So she's literally Duh-ho.
Yeah, she seems like fun.
It fits well. It fits very well.
Even if she starts driving a Tercel, she'll just keep that same license plate. Wow. Okay, thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
All right, you too.
Her dirt bike should probably have thought, like the license plate.
Duh-ho. Yeah, I'm not into vanity plates. It's
corny.
Well, you do whatever you want. You pay for them, But I was always surprised that people would pay that money for something that was like Mom's Taxi or, My Car. Like, what?
Yeah, it just doesn't seem worth it to me.
Sexy chick. It's like, that's a lot to live up to. If you've got a license plate that's abbreviated sexy chick and I pull up next to you, you've got to be a great-looking girl.
You better deliver.
Yes. If I pull up next to that Tahoe, you better be Duh-ho. I better look
Well, it sounds like she's living up to her name.
Are you Duh-ho?
She Duh-ho.
Yeah. All right. Let me break. 35192. I want to text me in the break. I'm going to have tickets for you for that Incaya Festival, the inaugural downtown festival this summer. Should be a blast. End of August. With New Order and Avett Brothers and SZA and AWOL Nation and Cake and way more. They're bringing them all here. We'll be downtown for that. So we'll get you into that coming back. 35192 to text. Live stream at our YouTube channel at AlanCoxShow.com.
All right, we're back. Signing the DMs. We got the whole crew plus Mary, which is always fun.
Hello.
Mary Santora Comedy on Twitter.
On Instagram. Mary
underscore Santora
I
on
know.
Twitter.
I wish I could.
But make sure you follow her because that helps raise her profile. That helps her get out there more. So
I'm only 6,000 people away from swiping up for tickets.
yeah, so she needs
tell all your
6,000
friends.
followers. I think we should be able to make that happen. And Pound Cake, of course, at Radio Cody B. And then I'm at Bill Squire because I keep it simple, unlike these two.
I can't.
Well, I've been doing this for a lot longer than you
I
guys.
get it, but it's one of those things where the name is already taken, so I can't.
You gotta buy someone out.
I don't have money.
Just offer them something. They probably don't know who is this Mary Santora famous.
Not yet.
It's offer her $5. This is like
I'll
$5
give
worth
you
of
$5 for my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Just make a bid.
Whatever. I should.
Most you can say is no.
Right.
So last night I was talking. Mary was on the road all weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're on the road, you rely on other comedians that are also on the road.
Yes.
To keep you sane.
Correct.
So whenever you have like a long drive, you chat, and I was kind of using Mary this weekend while I was in Dayton, but
using her.
Yeah. Using her
Yeah.
as my
I need someone
phone
to
call.
talk to. I'm so
Yeah.
tired, or I'm
tired,
driving.
I'm bored,
I
or I
can't,
just
yeah.
need to pass the time, and I just it's nice to have that, and I've had that with other comics in the past, like where we would look at each other's schedule just so we'd know
Like when to
we
call.
call.
Yeah,
and like,
for sure.
I'd call up like Matt Bergman, be like, "Hey, driving day," and they'd have Shire's one of them,
Mhm.
and I would just talk for hours at a time to these dudes while I was driving through the middle of nowhere.
Right. It's a lifesaver, dude.
Oh,
like
for
when you're
sure.
tired at 2 a.m. and you have 3 hours left, you're like, God.
You're
I need
texting
to...
and driving?
No, on the phone.
on the phone. You're talking.
Phone calls.
Yeah, like
Oh, wow,
old
yeah, that's
people. Yeah.
non-existent anymore.
Right.
Wow, okay.
Unless you're
A road
on the
comic.
road, yeah.
That's a
Right.
good person.
If you're
Yeah,
on
that's
the
a good
road,
friend.
it is a lifesaver. And I was telling, I've kind of put the drama out there of my relationship, and I think I've finally gotten to a point where I'm ready to move on. Like I've gotten the closure that I need.
You got closure. I
and
was
I'm
very happy for you.
Happy about that whole situation.
Good.
Because it's one of those things where there's still a lot of feelings there, but it's absolutely clear to me that there is no future for the relationship.
But what defined that, though? I don't know if you want to get into details, but like...
It was just...
was it a conversation? Was it like an awakening or what?
It was a meeting, like we not a meeting, but like we had dinner together, and there was just things that happened during that dinner that reminded me of all the things that, there's a lot of great things about her, and she is a great person, but there's a lot of things that don't match up in who we are.
But who planned to do the dinner? Was the dinner?
She invited me to dinner.
Was it like with the intentions of like salvaging the relationship?
No, I think it was just we hadn't seen each other in a while, and
yeah, we're exes.
Right, right. But
it's not bad to meet up if it's been a month or 2 months or whatever it's been, and kind of just.
But it hasn't been that long.
See how the other person's doing.
Since we broke up is one thing, but we're living together, and I haven't lived there for 2 weeks, and I haven't seen her in about 2 weeks, and we just had a meetup because there were still a lot of feelings there, and I feel like it is moved from the point of it being a thing that might happen again to a thing that is done, and I think we're both ready to move on.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like the dinner is something like you would think like, oh, well, there's still that small percentage. Like when I was in college, if there was a dude that was done with me or I was done with him, the last thing I wanted to do was like go to a bar and see him. He's out having fun with his friends, like enjoying his life without me.
Right,
like,
but
different.
But that's not what we did. We met each other to have dinner together.
And they live together. This is not just someone
Yes,
he was casually dating.
But what do you talk about? Like clearly there's an elephant in the room. You're gonna talk about sports. You're gonna talk about fashion.
No, we talked about our lives. We talked about what's going on. We talked about us.
Hey, she changed in 2 weeks.
But that's not true. But that's not true because you getting that distance again. You have never been in a relationship, so you have no idea.
Okay.
When you like really care, when you love somebody and you live with them and you see them day in and day out, 2 weeks without seeing somebody is a long time.
Right. I understand that, but it's gonna be even worse if you bring up the feelings that you were trying to get over in the past 2 weeks.
But that's the thing is, it's not like we were bringing up feelings. We were bringing up just things that were going on in our life, and it was a clear sign to me that these things that were a problem are always going to be a problem.
You guys are not on the same page.
Because we're not on the same page. We're not there's just fundamental differences that we've had, which was a problem for the past few months that are not going to be resolved.
So was there a particular point in the dinner where you were like, okay, I get it now, I have my closure? Or was it just after you drove home, you're like, okay, that didn't work out the way I thought
it was? On the way home, I was talking to Mary, and it kind of dawned on me for sure that it was like I had that closure that I needed. So.
Yeah, I don't know what closure feels like.
You don't know what opening feels like. You've never been in a relationship.
I was going to say that's something I told him is that a lot of people in relationships don't get closure once it ends. So it's actually you should be happy. That,
I'm very
it's a very rare thing that people get. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
And he said, anybody that wants to go back 35 years on this.
Donkey drama.
I will, Boy, they really got this guy over a barrel, don't they?
Do you get that? Do you get it? Pound cake, hello? Are you there?
What is he doing?
He's just sitting there, glazed over. He doesn't even listen.
He's not even looking at us. He's just looking down. He's like, he's dreaming of Uber Eats is what he's doing. He's like, I don't care. I don't know about any of this.
One of the
I'm
best,
just thinking about dinner.
The best parts of the live stream
all I've got
is whenever me and you are engaged in something, I'll peek at Pound Cake through the camera and just see him, and like he's just sitting there just
slumped over, just
this isn't about me.
Yeah,
this isn't about things I like.
Right, he can't
I have
even.
nothing to
you know
say.
what though? I appreciate that he doesn't even try to manufacture enthusiasm, because I'm somebody who can't do that. I cannot. I have to be genuinely interested in something. I cannot manufacture that enthusiasm. Some people are willing to do it for other people or the case of whatever, and
See, but
Pound Cake doesn't even attempt it.
I can find things that I'm curious about in pretty much any situation.
Okay.
And that's something that Pound Cake will not do. Like this, you have no questions at all about any of this.
He will wholesale disregard the whole thing. Yeah.
I mean, I played Donkey Kong. That's all.
There's something.
Then you should have got the barrel joke.
What was your high score? Well, but by that time, I buried it too far into the conversation.
He was gone.
If I led with that.
My high score, I don't know.
Alan, you can watch some BS documentary on two losers playing Donkey Kong, but you can't finish the last episode of Sons of Anarchy. I saw this 10 years ago. I didn't just watch this. This documentary was like 06 or 07.
Yeah, and it was an hour and a half. It's not, I mean, 6 seasons.
But this person is right. I literally have half an hour left in the entire series of Sons of Anarchy. I need to make myself a note and go, tonight, watch Sons of Anarchy. Finish the goddamn thing already.
I'm going to text you.
Blocking the left and right lanes on Route 8 North at the Turnpike. Traffic just getting by in the center lane, so you're stop and go approaching. Also an accident 271 South at 422. Also in Sheffield, left lane blocked because of a sinkhole 90 East after 254, so expect delays. I'm Olivia Musica in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care.
It's Tire Wars going on now at Conrad's. You can get a mail-in rebate of up to $160 off select sets of 4 Goodyear tires when you use your Goodyear credit card. 37 locations to better serve all your automotive needs.
Yo, what up, Alexa?
What up, bro?
Play WMMS on iHeartRadio.
I got you, fam.
It's time to give stuff away.
There are a couple of tickets here for Cleveland's newest summer festival. The inaugural In Kaya Fest is going to go on the malls downtown, August 25 and 26th. Over 25 bands, including New Order, the Avett Brothers, SZA, AWOL Nation, Cake, and many more. There'll be plenty of stuff for the fans. Going to be award-winning chefs. And all kinds of fun stuff. Incaya, INCUYA.com for more info if you want to see an exhaustive list of the bands. Caller 13, these tickets are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
It's really just for people who are into that sort of thing.
A totally different thing.
And frankly, it's barely for them. 100.7 WMMS.
Cavs over the Raptors last night. Big win, 128-110, so that puts them up 2-0 in that series.
Yeah.
Game 3 is tomorrow night. They come back home to play at the Q. You'll hear that at 8:30 here on WMMS. And congratulations to the ticket winner earlier today. Bonnie Petro from Northfield got the tickets for tomorrow night's game. Still giving away a pair for Game 4, which is going to go down Monday night at the Q. You'll have until Monday at noon if you're a procrastinator to register to win those. WMMS.com, hit the contest tab for that. People are offering me all these weirdo vanity plates. And all the creepiest one I saw was, "Are you 18?"
Ooh, that's not okay. R. Kelly?
And PLEZB18. There you go.
Yeah, I'm surprised those got passed.
Hey, come on, man. Get in the car.
Stripper Scott messaged me and told me his was AG Lover.
Right.
But he had the CSU license plate holder with a V on it for the Vikings, so it says Vag Lover. Very clever.
It's clever,
Very
but it's
clever.
so gross, and
Yeah.
it's so...
But it's so Scott.
So Stripper Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He outfoxed them. Man, good for him. Marshall in Butte, Montana. Hello, Marshall.
Hello.
Did I pronounce that correctly, Bill? Butte, Montana?
No, it's pronounced but.
Oh, but Montana.
No, not but.
Oh,
but.
That's how we pronounce it here as well. So,
Solid. What's going on, Marshall?
Well, as you guys may or may not remember, I'm the head of Satanic Montana here.
Correct.
And one of my high-ranking members recently got his license plate through. He tried for just a straight 666, but they did approve his VI, so Roman numerals. We still have the 666 there.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I thought so. I was surprised it got through. And I would also like to personally invite both you and Bill to become members of Satanic Montana. It's not just a Montana group. We have members coast to coast and in 6 different countries, actually, on 4 different continents. I know you're both atheists, as is our group, and we are a scientific-based group. We don't believe in all the boogity-woogity.
Yeah. Well, I've never said I'm an atheist, because I can't prove there's no God. There's just no evidence to support it.
And I just don't like joining things.
And I'm just not a joiner.
I'm not a.
So with all of the satanic are you guys doing outreach, Marshall? I mean, with all the satanic organizations around the world, why would there be people overseas to join Satanic Montana?
You know, I'm really not sure why they chose my group. I've actually got 3 different people on the continent of Africa that have joined. It's kind of crazy, the people that have contacted me about starting their own groups in different countries.
I see. Well, listen, there was
amazes me.
We told the story yesterday. There was a local preschool here that got vandalized with 6s and upside down crosses, and
then Satan called in and told us that 666 isn't the number anymore.
Not the thing anymore. The devil says it's 143.
143,
That's
indeed. Right. And we don't support any vandalism or any of that crap. That's just a bunch of punk-ass kids.
Of course it is. Of course.
That's all that is.
All right, thank you, Marshall.
Thank you.
All right, there's Marshall. These are.
He watches over us from down below. His power and his glory darken every door. O Satan, prince of darkness, you're my Lord. Hail Satan, you're my Lord. Hail Satan, everyone. Hail Satan, prince of darkness, you're my Lord. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan!
So there's Marshall, our bureau chief in Butte, Montana, and also the head of Satanic Montana. What do you say? Satan Montana?
Satanic Montana.
Satanic Montana.
The less popular sister of Hannah.
Right. We should make Pound Cake a member of that group. He's very devil-friendly, aren't you?
No, you white devils are not about to run me into hell.
Well, we're white devils. I mean, that's got nothing to do with the devil. All right.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan!
You're sure?
Yes, I'm sure, but I would like to visit Montana, though. I just don't want to visit Satanic Montana.
That's big sky country.
Yeah,
it's way out there.
I want to see the mountains and stuff.
It's not really, but just so you know.
I can find some out there, though.
He's standing there at the airport with a bag in each hand. He's like, I have been severely misled about what's going on here.
I want my Brokeback Mountain moment.
I was going to say, what allure would Montana have for you?
I feel like every state
I think there's about 9 people
that
live in the whole state, which by most, demographic breakouts means one of them would be gay.
Yeah, and it'd be you.
No, I would like to visit at least one gay bar in every state. Like, if I had the luxury of visiting every state, I don't care if it's like a hole-in-the-wall dive bar, gay bar. I have to go to at least one gay bar in every state.
Okay.
So I wonder what Montana's looks like. Like, do you walk in with, like, the little flapping doors, like...
Like a saloon?
Yeah!
All right. Maybe.
It's called lollygaggers.
Well, there are other cities in Montana. Obviously, there's Billings. There's Missoula. I believe my wife has family from Montana. The Rainbow Bar is the gay bar in Billings, Montana.
See?
There's the Silver Dollar Saloon in Butte.
So, yeah, there is like a little saloon area.
But I'm guessing all these are very similar to the Crow in Sandusky, where they are just gay-friendly.
No.
And they
Ain't nothing
are
like
the
that.
bar that people go to because they have music and cheap drinks.
If I didn't have respect for your current ex-girlfriend, then I would not have gone there. Because I only went
You're
there to
the
make her
one
happy.
that wanted to go there.
No, I'm talking about
the second time?
You guys made me go. It's my birthday. I'm like, I don't want to go there. And I was like, one guy, I walk in, I just sit there, I'm like, maybe it'll be different. Maybe someone will buy me a drink. I stood there the whole time and not one drink. I got the drink bought by you, but that don't even count.
Well, I guess you can drive yourself to Aladdin tonight.
Yeah, see, you guys are all set for Aladdin already. You're having a lover's quarrel.
It just made me mad because I'm just like...
I imagine there'd be plenty of, I'm sure Montana's gay-friendly. I'm sure they have farmers markets like everywhere else.
Milk markets.
I'm sure you can buy huckleberry jam.
This makes me mad. I just feel like a lot of the communities... They have gay bars that are, gay-friendly, but they're ran by straight people. I feel like...
Fine, but in some places, you got to take what you get.
It just makes me mad.
You should be happy they got that.
Yeah, so if you want to go to gay bars in every state, you're going to go to some states where they're not going to be that impressive.
There are 1 million people in the entire state of Montana.
Really?
Yes.
1 million people?
Yes.
And it's spread out. Because it's a big, big state.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Think about Grindr out there. We're like, wow, nearest guy to you.
Why? Why would we think about Grindr?
300 miles away.
56 miles.
Right.
Over the river and through the woods.
I mean, there's
find a hookup.
There's 500,000 people in the entire state of Wyoming.
That seems like 500,000 too many, to be honest.
In Wyoming, that's Dick Cheney country. They got some cool towns in Wyoming, Laramie and
what's the
Jackson
Hole?
Yeah.
Again, not what you think. It's not Jackson's Hole.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Jackson Hole. Yeah, get some good skiing there.
Like, just think about that. Like, if you're a gay man in those states, like, you don't know any better. Like, if you never get out of that state, you never see what, like, gay life is like.
No, that might have been true before the internet, but now everybody can be exposed to whatever they want.
Gay porn, but like that's fine. But even some places,
but then you get on a plane and you can go somewhere.
Not if you have a little mediocre job and you go to a little mediocre college and like you stay in your hometown the whole time. Some people don't know any different.
I think that's highly unlikely.
Gays raised
in
on the
2018, if you want to go somewhere else, you can go somewhere else. They're like. I mean, that's a tale as old as time. Sorry, wrong play. Where people are like, I want to go to New York. You know, he used to get on the bus. Now you get online, you go, if I'm a gay man in Laramie, Wyoming.
Laramie.
You probably spend as little time in Laramie as you can. I mean, it's beautiful, but I don't know. You're not trapped in town.
I feel like a lot of people are.
No,
just because things put them back. Like if their only source of income is like their family's farm or their little mom and pop shop, and they have to help out, and they feel trapped because like, oh, I'm the last of my family to do this, and
right, but just even small towns, it's not 1782 anymore.
It might as well be with 500,000 people in your entire state and spread out.
Yeah, but you can save up in a town like that because there's nothing to do. You can get out. People get out of those places,
there are places
all the time.
Like my aunt lives in Wellington, and they just now got what is it? Not dial-up, but like the new version.
Cable,
like 4G.
Like internet, they just now got out of dial-up. I was like, how do you? I didn't even know
that's not true.
It is true. I said I didn't even know they still like you could still buy dial-up internet. I didn't even know you could still like they had AOL online or whatever.
In 2018.
Yes.
It's not like Wellington is in the middle of.
Yes, it is.
Montana.
It's in the middle of the sticks, and there's certain places where they couldn't get like wireless service out there, so they had to have dial-up internet.
Well, that's why some people get satellite internet.
Yeah,
it's not crazy reliable, but it's an
upgrade over
alternative to That's
my brother lives in upstate Michigan. Like he lives up
near the UP.
Yeah, what is it? Pentwater up that way. New Era. He has satellite internet, and it's not the best, but it gets the job done.
Keeps you connected to stuff.
But if you don't know that, if no one's like out there trying to sell you on it, then
people, if you want it, you'll go get it. I'm guessing those people weren't that worried about it.
They weren't worried about it.
Exactly. So they're not going to. But if you are staying in a small town and you want to get out, you're going to get out. You're not going to be like, oh, I got to work on this farm to make my dad proud. You're like, no, I'm gay and I got to get out of here.
Yeah, Wellington is an hour outside Cleveland. How are they just now getting internet?
He's just using them as a bad example because they weren't trying to get internet. They were happy to have dial-up because they probably didn't use the internet very often. I'm sure there's plenty of people in Wellington that have cable,
there's a city,
at least.
There's a city part of Wellington, and then there's a country part of Wellington. And on the outskirts, it's really hard to get service.
What I'm saying is any small town, Ohio is a great example because there are multiple metropolitan locations. Mm-hmm. If you are in Wyoming or Montana, it could be a long time until you hit like a sizable population. In Ohio, no matter where you live,
you're going to bump into something.
You're going to bump into Cincinnati or Toledo or Dayton or Cleveland or, yeah.
Just think, and even like if you think you're like, all right, I'm going to get away from mom and pa and I'm going to go to University of Montana. And you go there and it's like, oh, your graduating class, 296.
Well, no, because it's not just people from the state that go there. There's people that come from outside.
Ain't nobody coming from outside to go to University of Montana.
Of course they are.
For what?
Depends on what their big programs are.
Cattle cattle school.
Mountain observation.
Yeah, cowboy.
I got a degree in mountain observation.
This here telescope.
Still there.
Yep, stood there. Still there.
Yeah, see that mountain? Been there since I started here 4 years ago.
You're
Going
never
for
gonna-
my master's, so I got 8 more years.
You're never going to believe this. I have a feeling that mountain's going to be there long after we're all gone.
Set this here
Mountain
telescope.
observation.
Ain't nobody going to know. Like you come from Cleveland or you come from some big city. Like, oh, I'm from Miami. Oh, what you doing out here? Well, my job is to set this here telescope on top of this mountain and look down.
Didn't Doogie go to college in Montana?
She better not have.
I don't know.
She went to some small college I thought was in Montana.
Because I will roast her. She better not have gone
Where
to school
did
in
she
Montana.
go? No, she went to, if I remember correctly, Minnesota.
That's very different than Montana.
Okay. Well, okay, but yeah, all right.
Just think of the poor young gays. It just upsets
The
me.
poor young gays,
It just
yeah,
upsets me.
who want to go to the big city and study mountain observation.
They know nothing about poppers. Or
You
any
know
of
what?
that.
I my whole life I've wanted to study mountains, but I can't do it in the big city. Here they call it architecture. Out in the wild, they call it mountain observation.
It's very simple out there.
Well, whatever. I'm just saying, although that is a huge contributor, they say it is a big problem. People might laugh at it, but rural communities with no internet that can't get broadband or whatever, it's a big deal because everything's online now. So if you want a job or you want you got to fill out an application online. You're not walking in and filling out paper anymore. So it's a huge contributor to income inequality and all kinds of stuff. So that's no joke. But I don't know. All right, we try to get some money here. There's $1,000 that will go to someone. We do our $1,000 bribe every hour. Good luck.
Your shot at $1,000. Now, text the keyword BILLS to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply. That's BILLS to 200-200. Good luck from WMMS.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Nick?
Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know the convenience store on Lorraine Road in Fairview Park has dial-up for their credit card service. I kid you not. It took me like 3 minutes just to use my card at that store.
Why didn't they just stick with the swiper then? Like the old school, what is it, the carbon copy thing,
Where you get the pink receipt.
Yeah, the pink receipt with your credit card carbon copy on it.
That would have taken a fraction of the time. It would have been way quicker.
I mean, for a convenience store, I can kind of get it because that's probably the cheapest way to do it. Those convenience stores aren't printing money.
Yeah, but I think
stop going there.
Yeah, people are going to
Takes
stop
that
going there, so you're doing yourself a disservice because people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm not going to that one. It takes forever, and all I have is a card."
Right.
I guess. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Nick.
You guys can shut up because there's a lot of places around here that are just in like a low coverage area, and I'm in the middle of.
Well, they should get the Sprint network. It's great here in Cleveland.
As I understand it, no matter where you are, you get great coverage. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And great prices.
Alan, we did have satellite here in Wellington before. We just got broadband. Government wants to get rid of dial-up because it's hard to trace. Oh, see? It's the Illuminati, Poundcake. That's what you got to worry about.
Well, my uncle does not like doing anything on the internet. He doesn't like putting in his credit card. He doesn't like putting in his...
Is this the uncle that murdered someone? I can see why he would
murder
be
uncle, yeah.
very, very...
No, he's in prison.
He's trying to hide his tracks.
He doesn't worry about
I mean,
dial-up.
you met out-of-state students at University of Akron. You met people from California that came to University of Akron, I would imagine, right? For something, because there was
a friend of mine that he is going to... Not a case. John Carroll. He's going to John Carroll. He's from Miami.
Right.
And all the time, people are like, why are you here?
That is
you
very
live in
different.
Miami and you're going to college
because they have what he wants to study.
Exactly.
That's still very different than Montana.
I know, but it's
People still want to have the
it's
college
still baffling.
experience.
Right. Why would you go from San Francisco to Akron? Like there's,
Well,
because they have something you want to study. Montana, if you let's say you want to do some rustling. I don't know,
No, that's very different because I mean, no matter if you go to Cleveland or the surrounding areas, we're not cow people. Like you can still have fun and have your college experience there and study what you want to study. In Montana, you're literally just going there for the major. You're not going to have wild rager college tipping parties. Like,
oh, you're going to have crazy parties out there
because there's nothing else going on. The entire enrollment of Montana State University is 16,000 students.
That's not a lot.
No, that's a small school.
It's not a lot, but it's still enough to have some cow tipping parties.
Division I school. Huh?
I said Akron had 50,000.
Wow, there's 50,000 students
Now,
there?
mind you, that's
Is
not
it undergrad and grad? It's everything.
Does that count the single moms and their kids?
That's not everyone who went. That's everyone who went there, but like we were a commuter school. Unlike Kent, everyone pretty much lived on campus or the surrounding area. A lot of people would commute in from Barberton and Cuyahoga Falls and all that stuff. So total, I think it was about 50,000. But if you have OSU, they have like 50,000 too.
And a lot, by the way,
there.
a lot of these schools, people go for agriculture degrees.
Yeah.
You know? Let me look at their page here. Oh, there it is. Mountain observation. Animal and range sciences. Microbiology and immunology. They have an honors college. You can study the Museum of the Rockies. They have a college of business, engineering. Look at that. All right. There's a lot of things. Boy, that's a lot of majors for just 16,000 students. They're really cutting you a broad swath there. Mountain observation.
Mountain observation.
Yeah.
Still there.
Oh, Marshall's calling back from Butte. Marshall, give us some information on the gay-friendly Montana for Pound Cake before he buys his plane ticket.
Well, we'd love to have him out here. There is actually a very large gay community here in Butte. A lot of it is really underground because it's Montana. There are a lot of gun-toting hicks here and all that, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is a stereotype. But there is a very, very large gay community here in Butte.
I'm sure there is.
They misunderstood.
More gay people here. I probably, probably. But no, I know. I've got probably 4 or 5 gay guy friends. One of my best friends.
Well, just answer this for me, Marshall.
Yes, sir.
When they say drag in Montana, do they mean like drag shows, or do they mean like drag a gay through the fields by a rope?
Hey, tonight it's a drag show. We're going to drag Pound Cake behind a truck.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean.
That's what happens to the loser.
About once a month here, right here in Butte, we do have a drag show that goes on, and there are It's not as bad
Dragged
as
by cattle
through
the village.
Through the village. It's like it's the Middle Ages. Right.
We would love to have you here.
Do you have any friends that majored in mountain observation, Marshall?
No. I actually majored in computer science here.
Right.
But,
and you guys have broadband?
But we do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised somebody had to get dial-up still. That's insane.
Yes.
It's 28.8. Yeah. Who knew? Yeah.
Well, I do know. Just 5 or 6 miles away from me, up on the East Ridge, you can't get internet there.
Right.
It's just not available.
Yeah, dial-up 14.4 or 28.8, right?
Oh, okay.
Back in the day.
Yeah. I thought you were just got the year really wrong.
No. Huh? All right. Thank you, Marshall. I appreciate the update on hashtag Gay Montana. All right, well, there you go. All right, I'm going to have Flaming Lips tickets for you when we get back. It's a nice transition. They're going to play the Agora on August 17th when we get back.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Sign in the DM.
What's up, guys?
I am back on a health kick, trying to be healthier because I put on a bunch of weight, and it was...
it's not a bunch. You're still a sliver of what you used to be.
Right, but it's more than I'm comfortable with. I don't like the way I look right now, so I got to get back on it. So
you don't have the fat chin.
I don't have the fat chin.
No
my face has always stayed pretty... Like, it goes out, it doesn't go... So I've always been thankful for that, because, like, it goes... Like, I just get chubbier cheeks. But, yeah... Being in the relationship and then going through the depressing phase of the relationship, I was eating my feelings, but I'm out of it and I'm feeling better, and now I'm exercising and eating right, and hopefully we'll drop some pounds before the comedy tour, which the pre-sale started today, but you might not be watching this on a day when the pre-sale started. So basically, tickets are available now. If you're watching it today, May 3rd, you can get tickets using pre-sale code WMMS.
Oh, he's got it down pat.
Yeah.
People ask me things like, people ask me the code to the CLE clothing. I don't know. People ask me when they can buy the
grill.
Tickets. I don't know.
Grill.
Like,
because you don't listen to anything that doesn't have to do with you.
No, I do listen, but I can't retain it. Like, I listen in the moment I listen, but I couldn't repeat it back.
Well, you gotta pay.
I have
you gotta
so many
lock it in the vault.
And I have so many things pacing through.
Get it in the vault. But yeah, see, the thing is, I tried to get to the gym earlier today, but I got my hair cut, so it's nice and trim on the side. The top is still the same hair, still curly. It's just wet because I just got out of the shower. But then Alan talks about how he's not a sweater. I wish I wasn't a sweater. I get going, and then my body just sweats.
It's weird
for 40 minutes.
Because some people
there's nothing I can do about it.
Some people don't sweat, but they stink, and some people don't stink, but they sweat.
Yeah, I don't stink. I just sweat.
No,
so.
I'm a stinker. I'm a stinker.
Yeah.
Like like you may see a little dribble around like my little areas around my nipples, but smell my pits. Oh no, it's going down.
Like, for me to get really stinky, I have to not put deodorant on for like 2 days, and then also like be really, really physical. Like, I don't get real smelly, but boy, do I sweat when I work out. And this, even when I was at my like lightest, I was still just as sweaty when I would work out. Wow. Just goes and just pouring sweat. So that's and when I was in the Philippines, oh man, it was 90 degrees every day with like 100% humidity. There was like no point of even putting on a dry shirt because it was going to be drenched in sweat within the first like 20 minutes that I was outside.
Dude, how does anybody like enjoy that? When people go on vacation, like you literally have to either be shirtless or like in like a little tank top all day because why would you?
And I had
like,
to wear layers because I had to wear the special underwear, which is basically like an undershirt, like, and then I had to wear long pants, dress shoes, and then a short sleeve button down shirt. So that's a lot of clothes to have on in 90-degree weather. So
what was the point of the underwear? What significance did that have?
This is how they explain it to us. Basically, they say that because there's no like paid clergy in the Mormon church, and you make these covenants once you go through the temple, promises. It's like the next level of baptism. You wear these underwear as like reminders of those promises that you made. So they got little marks on them. No, man, I know. That's why I gave it up.
Oh my gosh,
reasons.
I would.
So you got these little marks on them that are supposed to be reminders of your daily life, and they're supposed to protect you from sin or like temptation and crap like that. I got my dick sucked in those things.
Exactly. Like I'm too vain for something like that. Like if I would have no motivation to do anything if I wore coveralls like that. Like if I had a ripped hot bod and I wanted to like show it off, or like I have a giant dong and I can't like wear crotch digger pants. I gotta cover it up in that. Like I'm not.
Well, the underwear is just basically boxer briefs. So those are still like snug on your body, and then the shirt's just like a real thin like V-neck undershirt. So
I've seen a couple Mormon guys, and I'm just like, Jesus. I was like, you're hot, and I was like, you would never. It's just like when you see like a Amish girl, and you think she's hot, she's like all that,
and then they do like a makeover, and then you're like, oh yeah.
It just sucks. Like no,
it was miserable, and it was just so hot over there, so hot. And I didn't enjoy that part of it.
I imagine there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, there's some bugs. There's some bugs. Not as many mosquitoes as you'd think, but there's a lot of roaches. So roaches were just everywhere. Roaches and rats. Lots of roaches, lots of rats. Go to the Philippines. See how you like it.
Do people vacation in the Philippines?
Some people.
Depends on what part.
A lot of people from Australia will go there because they can get. It's
cheap
like
flights.
because they'll go to like the resort parts of this. Like I was in the concrete jungle. That's not where people go on vacation. But if you go to the resorts or you go to like the proper parts of the city, like where they try and keep, like how East Fort, they always have like the cops there shooing away the homeless people. It's like that. Like they're basically walled off because they want to keep it nice for businessmen coming through. They're like, look at how great our city is.
How long were you there for?
2 years.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was. I would never trade that experience for anything, though, because it gave me so much experience and so much perspective on life.
And you slept in those little huts?
No, we slept in like a regular apartment. We had like a regular apartment. It wasn't a hut.
It wasn't in the hood?
No, it was in like the nicer part of town. But like that's the thing. Even in like the nicer part of town, there's still like shacks and shanties like all around you.
You have rent and stuff? Like you had to pay rent?
Well, we didn't pay. Like the church pays it all. And then they like shuffle us around, but we had to pay to go on the mission.
Yeah, so why would you not act out? Like I would totally be bad if it means I got sent home.
It's basically like they use
it
as a way
Are you afraid
to,
of your parents shutting you?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. But then once you get to a certain point where you're like, if that's what happens, that's what happens.
Like if they don't like me,
and they did it because I still live with them. So whatever. Good night.
Show up, and
No, I've always been the guy that like parks at the far end of the parking lot just to keep my truck from getting door dinged. You know what I mean?
Well, or to get your steps in, man.
I hate those people too. I always park next to those people. Like an empty Walmart parking lot, and there's like a guy with like a Benz or something like that parks all the way at the end. I park right next to him.
Why?
Because you're a jerk.
No, because he wants to be that guy. Like your car's too good to be amongst all the.
Well, no, he
cars.
doesn't. He doesn't want to get his door dinged.
Yeah.
If you bought a Mercedes, you would too.
No, I wouldn't, because I got.
You wouldn't. You just have a Mercedes that you spent money on, and you don't care if people sideswipe you or hit your car.
That doesn't happen that often.
Happens all the time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, constantly.
All the time.
You just don't
Doesn't
notice. 'Cause
happen that often.
You don't have a
How do you
car
know
where
that?
you check to see if there's dings in it.
Right.
Suffered a serious birth injury. Call 1-800-ELCOPIO. Watch for accident 77 South after 82 in the left shoulder. That as you slow from Rockside. Also downtown 90 West after Chester. Also some roads reopened after some earlier fallen trees. Albion Road between Pearl and Eastland Road, and Route 82 reopened between Old 8 Road and Route 8. I'm Olivia Musica in the Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care.
Come into Conrad's before summer arrives and have your air conditioning checked to be sure you avoid any uncomfortable days behind the wheel. We'll do a complete AC performance test for just $19.99 at any of our 37 locations.
Little ditty about giving himself away.
All right, I want to go see the Flamin' Lips. Wayne Coyne and the boys going to be back to do a show at the Agora on Friday, August the 17th. The tickets are on sale at agoracleveland.com. These two for you if you were caller number 13. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
From the Final Touch Construction Studios, this is the 50th anniversary of WMMS Buzzard Radio, an iHeart radio station. Ask Alexa to play WMMS on iHeart Radio.
Now back to the Alan Cox Show.
Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour set up for the end of this month, the 25th and 26th of May at the House of Blues and the Kent Stage, respectively. Tickets for both shows are on sale now. If you go to alancoxshow.com, use the keyword comedy to get to the page, but then WMMS. I guess you don't need that. Pre-sale's over, so it's a general sale. Yeah, you don't need that. Just general comedy sale? Is your keyword. Thank you, general sale. Mm-hmm. Cody Cooper, Bill Squire, Jasmine Carter, Mary Santora, Mike Paramore, and yours truly as your host. Pound Cake will be there too. Mattitude is going to spin for us again. It's all brought to you by Great Lakes Brewing Company. We'll have some surprises for you involved as well. Thanks also to Statement Limousine for getting us back and forth to Kent. And it's going to be a ton of fun. It is the 9th annual, and I know every year there are people who tell me that they've gone every single year. So tickets are on sale. AlanCoxShow.com, keyword comedy, to get in and get all of the information, and they will go fast. Next week, I will be giving away tickets for that first night at the House of Blues. So that's a pair a day next week. But if you don't want to count on that, might be better securing them officially for yourself. Alan, please tell Pound Cake that the University of Akron has 25,000 students. All right?
Okay, well, it wasn't like that when I was there.
There you go.
Maybe it was.
About 19 or so undergrads, and then the rest are postgrads.
Okay.
A lot of people from China. Imagine you live in China, and you're telling your family
Move your
that you're
camera
going to...
Up, yeah.
Oh, I'll just sit down.
Okay.
Never mind. It's too much maintenance.
That you're going to going to school at the University of Akron.
Okay. I've been wrong before. Fine. But still, not 16,000.
Yeah. But, not 50.
Sure. Okay. I've been
closer
wrong.
to 16 than 50.
Okay. I've been wrong.
Yeah.
But you met out-of-state students.
Yeah, I met out-of-state.
I mean, not everybody that you met was from Cleveland.
No, but I'm telling you, you can still have your college experience. You can have... Akron is not, it's still a major city. Whether you're close to Cleveland
major city?
Or you're in Akron, there's things to do other than... It's not Miami. It's not San Francisco. It's not L.A.
Right.
But there's things to do. Montana ain't. You don't never hear about any concerts coming.
First of
any
all,
fests going down.
First of all, I've never been to Montana, so I can only go by what I assume is there.
I look at tour shirts from people who are going on tour, and there ain't no. I never see any. What's the capital of Montana? I don't know.
Billings or Helena? I'm sorry, it's Helena.
What's up, Helena? Like, it's Kanye, it's Jay-Z. I never hear about Beyonce, Jay-Z going there on tour. There ain't nothing popping in Montana.
Well, what? Yeah, but Jay-Z they're not going to Akron either.
Your town,
they're going to Cleveland.
Your town doesn't. Well, that's not Akron though. Your town doesn't matter.
Enough.
Your town doesn't matter unless Jay-Z shows up there.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want there to be a livelihood. Like I want there to be things to do.
A livelihood.
Yes, I want there to be.
That's your job.
I want there to be things to do.
A nightlife.
A nightlife. You know.
Oh, he meant he wanted there to be a livelihood. Oh, I got you. All right, I understand.
Like, I don't want to have to drive 50 miles to the nearest, anything. I shouldn't have to go out of state to go see.
But that's some people do want that. So just because that's not what you
up
want,
there all the time.
But if that's just because it's not what you want, doesn't mean that's not what other people want to.
It's not Alaska.
There's mole people out there.
There's what?
Mole people.
Mole people. Mole people.
All right, listen.
Mole people everywhere. Come on.
Here is your listen, Pound Cake. Here is your. I googled it for you. Okay. Here is your concert guide. Montana concerts in 2018.
Oh, please tell me. I would love it.
Peter Frampton just played Missoula. These are probably. It's a city of Montana.
I said I don't even know who that is.
All right. There's a country show I've never heard of.
Okay.
Diplo just played Missoula.
Okay. Rolls right off the
Tech Nine with Chris Calico playing Billings. All right. Well, you don't like Tech Nine?
No, I met him here. He's cool.
Sawyer Brown. That's like a Star Search band from 30 years ago. The Flaming Lip. We're giving away Flaming Lips tickets all week. They're playing Bonner, Montana in a month. Bonner, they're playing the Kettle House Amphitheater in Bonner, Montana.
I always laughed at like when I would watch documentaries on like up and coming football stars, like that come out of like super small towns in the South, like in Mississippi and Alabama, and
slow down, please.
Sorry, where they take like these stars.
Don't you feel yourself flying? Like
yeah, he's trying to get every single thought that crosses his brain out of his mouth.
Okay, well, what I'm just trying to say is I always thought it was funny that the whole town, which would be like maybe a few hundred people, will go to the football game.
Yeah.
That's the thing that everybody does. So I just think about these concerts and these festivals. There's nothing else to do, so they just show up there.
Yeah.
I think you mispronounced that one town. It's not Bonner.
In the Montana town?
Yeah, the Montana town. It's there's Butte, which we play around with.
Oh, it's right. Oh, I'm sorry. I mispronounced. Oh, I'm sorry.
Boner.
There
it's Boner. Oh, thank you,
Boner.
Grandma. My dear departed grandma, correct me. It's Boner, Montana.
Boner.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
So
two N's. I misspelled.
These performers must make a killing out there, just because all their tickets are probably sold out because there's nothing else to do.
Okay, but who cares? If you're a band, you're going to go there. Slightly Stupid. Everybody remembers them. They're playing Bonner in June. Steely Dan and the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, great.
Playing Missoula.
There you go.
Bella Fleck and the Fleck. So Bonner must be a big town. Sorry, Boner. Grandma.
Boner, that's right.
Boner, Montana must be a big town because all the big acts are playing there.
What's the population?
Of Bonner, Montana? I don't know. It's probably a college town.
Maybe.
Speaking of Grandma, I hung out with Grandma this morning to do
1,600 people.
Ooh, overpopulated.
You hung out with Grandma.
This morning I was doing a Facebook Live to...
This is Cody Cooper's grandma.
Yeah, Cody Cooper's grandma, who was on the Comedy Tour this year.
Okay.
We went over there, and...
Cody is not his grandmother.
Yes.
Right.
She might make an appearance.
Okay.
We'll see. So I went over there and was just hanging out with her this morning, and Cody was there. And we went through... She's got a collection of G.I. Joes that she has from like 25, 30 years ago. And I'm going to... She's like, hey, you can have one of these. So I went through them all. And there's some really cool ones. I ended up with a Dwight D. Eisenhower G.I. Joe. Because she's giving them to her grandsons. And
wait, Dwight Eisenhower not the...
It's like a big, tall one.
No,
it's
not
really
the comic book G.I. Joes. You're talking about
like the big... old school G.I. Joes.
Oh, those are older than 30 years.
Well, they started making them again about 25, 30 years ago.
Okay.
So like these aren't the original ones.
So these are like the 12-inch.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have it in my car. I'm going to bring it up and keep it in the office.
Dwight Eisenhower G.I. Joe.
Last 5-star general.
All right.
It's pretty cool.
So their college town is 1,600 people.
No, I said I assumed it was a college town. They just have a big amphitheater there.
Even Oberlin has, like 8,000 people.
Sugar Ray and the Toadies are playing Billings.
Ooh.
Wallflowers and Smash Mouth are playing Billings for the Elk River Reunion Festival.
Come out and play, yay.
Trampled by Turtles and Lil Smokies are playing Bonner.
I like turtles.
Boner. I like turtles. Or whatever it is. Boner?
Boner.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You like
Imagine
boners?
Dragons. Well, that's just a reason to nuke Montana.
What's your opinion on them again?
Imagine Dragons?
Yeah. Are you a fan of them or not?
No.
I can never remember.
No.
Really hate Imagine Dragons.
They suck.
The lead singer's cute, though.
They stink. Imagine Dragons.
I think they're fine. Not
Well,
my favorite band, but I enjoy them.
They're a soundtrack band. They're like a commercial band. That's
fine.
Commercial pickup truck commercial.
If you had to pick one, Panic at the Disco or Imagine Dragons, who would you pick?
I would pull an Avicii on myself. Is what I would do.
Damn.
If I had to pick between, I would pick Panic at the Disco.
Okay, good.
At least they got a couple songs I like.
I'd pick Panic at the Disco too.
Imagine Dragons will make Bozeman, Montana, their only tour stop in Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming. So if you are a Imagine Dragons fan, any one of those three states, you got to go see them in Bozeman.
Do you think they could get the Ho on Idaho license plate?
I think a lot of those, there's an influx of people moving to those places in Montana because there's oil money.
Mm-hmm.
So you got all these guys moving up there making big bucks.
Yeah.
If they move to Montana.
I just wonder what life is like there. I don't want to live there. I just want to have a friend that lives there just so I can get day-to-day updates. Like, what did you do today? Oh, well, I went for a walk for 19 miles.
I went for a walk? What kind of walk is that? In Montana?
Yeah, they were like, I just wanted to
I went for a 19-mile walk.
I wanted to clear my head.
Yep. And then 19 miles back, right? So a 38-mile walk is what you're saying? The whole time?
Yeah, just walked along the freeway.
Wow.
Which is a dirt road.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I ain't been there.
Boy, I'll tell you what, the calendar is getting pretty full because we got the show trip to Iceland to do. Now we're going to have the show trip to Bozeman, Montana to do.
I really want to do the Iceland thing, though. That'd be so fun.
I think we should find some highway in the middle of Montana, drop Pound Cake off. He finds his way back.
Find your own way home.
You find your own 19-mile walk to clear your head.
I wonder who's the richest person in Montana. He's like,
there's probably very, very rich people in Montana.
There's oil money up there.
Okay, but I'm just thinking, if there's only half a million people there, they're like, hey.
And the thing is, you bag on it too. A lot of celebrities have homes up there because they want to go someplace where they can just be by themselves.
Sure, but they're not staying there the whole time.
I mean, Letterman has a ranch up there, and there's,
They couldn't live there, though.
Dennis Washington is the richest person in Montana. And he's got a massive yacht.
How much is he worth?
He's
like, I'm doing okay. I got $1.3 million.
He's worth $6 billion.
Okay, that's big money.
Yeah.
Big enough for you? That's
But see,
that's enough.
He made his money on mining. That's how you do it in Montana. You just destroy the earth. You make your money.
That's how you make money pretty much anywhere.
Sure.
Because even if you're not doing it by taking resources, you're doing it by creating something like Facebook where you're turning everyone against each other. You're giving everybody's privacy away. Like, yeah. So whatever. If you want to be a billionaire, you're gonna ruin some lives.
Yeah,
you're gonna ruin the earth.
This is a guy. He made his money pulling copper out of the ground, and he has a $225 million yacht.
Damn, that's a big yacht.
That's one of 4 boats. He survived childhood polio. But he started. He
polioed himself up from his bootstraps.
This is a guy who started, though, operating a crane in Alaska. So this is a guy who started doing the grunt work. So that's old school, He's like Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood.
I'm an oil man.
I drink your milkshake.
He's destroying the earth and majors. How are they going to do mountain observation if he just keeps ruining them?
If you have some copper and I have some copper, I take your copper.
Yep. Yeah, so whatever. LB cake, by the way, is the suggestion for your vanity plate that people are
That's
sending
perfect.
in.
That's
Yeah.
very perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You should do that, Pound Cake. Once you get a car that you actually want, get that license plate.
Alan Pound Cake being on your show full time is going to make me stop listening. He needs to shut up. I spend time in Montana. It's nothing like he describes it. Right, but he's never been there. He doesn't
Right,
know.
he doesn't know.
You live there. He hasn't been there. How would he know? The gay scene is not that different than it was in Ohio. Oh, my God, tell him to shut up. That's how he signs off his letter. Oh, my God, tell him to shut up.
Pound Cake, shut up.
Okay.
Pound Cake is the most pretentious homosexual man I have ever heard speak.
How am I pretentious?
That's a, pardon me. That's a very, no, actually, I would not call you pretentious.
I'm not.
I think that's a wrong adjective
He's
for you.
presumptuous. Is that a word?
Presumptuous?
Yeah, there we go.
I think
Presumptuous Friday.
I think he's focused on,
Well, he creates a world in his head and thinks that's what the actual world is. He doesn't do any research. He doesn't know anything. He just says, "Well, I presume it's this way, so it must be that way because I'm me."
That's how creative types operate. You create your own reality and then you fill it in.
People could call me whatever they want as long as they have facts to back it up. Tell me what I do that is pretentious.
He's just using the wrong word.
Well, he said he thinks that everywhere he goes, men should fall at his feet and buy him drinks. Is he putting on an act, or is he really that full of himself?
Are you putting on an act, or are you that full of
But
yourself?
I don't think that. See, I reject this premise. I don't think it's that Pound Cake thinks people should fall at his feet. He wants them to. It's not that he thinks they should. It's not that he's like, "Hey, everybody, Pound Cake's here." It's that he wants them to.
And I think a lot of people feel that way. Exactly. So people feel that way. You're just very verbal about it.
Yeah. Why not?
Well, this is a talk show.
Who doesn't want someone to you would love to walk into a club and have all the girls like, "Is that Bill? Oh my gosh!" Like,
Well, that's what it's like when I walk into a club because they're like, "Is that Bill? He's so old. Why is he here?"
Like I said, I'm just trying to soak this all in before, I'm 25 and I was told that that's like 90 in gay years. So I'm just trying to enjoy it while it
Yeah, but that
lasts.
was me who told you that, and I just make stuff up. So
Okay.
don't listen to me.
Well, now we know where he learned it.
Yeah, that's right.
He learned it by watching
I
you.
learned it by watching you.
Pretentious.
I would not call Pound Cake pretentious.
I think presumptuous.
Yeah.
Presumptuous. Why do I keep saying presumptuous?
Voluptuous? Is that what you're trying to get to?
He's,
I don't even
he's
think-
going to be voluptuous one day.
All these snacks.
Yeah.
Very zoftig. No, I don't even call him presumptuous. I think that he's
ignorant.
Well, we're all ignorant of something. I think Pound Cake puts a lot of carts before a lot of horses. That's what I'll say.
And that's why I would say presumptuous.
That's how you come up with ideas. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm not a gay man. I'm not, I don't know. I defer to his knowledge on those kinds of things. Is it true that the gay scene in Montana is probably not top of the pops? Yeah, that's probably true. Demographically speaking, yes. I think the numbers would probably... Now, are there people there just to study mountain observation? No, I don't think that that's a thing.
Like, I would want to feel at home if I walk into one of those saloons down there and just go, woo! And everyone turns up to me like, he's an outsider. Get him.
Yeah, but wouldn't there probably be someone that's more out there than you because you can just be so ridiculous in that scene?
I wouldn't know.
I think it's probably an environment where you might have to keep a lot of that to yourself. It's probably not a loud and proud type of environment.
But maybe because they have to keep it to themselves all the time when they go to the bar or the club, they let it out full force.
Yeah.
And then they overcompensate at those times.
Hey, Woody.
Alan.
Yes, sir.
Happy Friday, brother. How's everybody doing?
You too. You ever spend any time, I know you're a man of the world, Woody, you ever spend any time in Montana?
No. Out of the 28 or 29 states I've been in, I've never been in the state of Montana.
All right. That's why I asked. I know you've been around. Nothing in Montana. You never met a filly in Missoula? Showed her a good time?
I think the closest I came to Montana was Hill City and Rapid City out there roofing when I was a young
South Dakota?
man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it kind of bordered it a little bit, I think. But hey, do you guys remember years and years ago when I first started calling in and I invited Pound Cake to go back to my 30th high school reunion?
Actually, I do remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I said, you'd have to like sit in the passenger seat and hold.
And you were rebuffed with extreme prejudice, weren't you?
Yeah, that's why.
Pretentious.
But anyway, well, I completely forgot what I was going to call in about. The Pound Cake word, prescrumptuous. Is that
Prescrumptuous? Again, he could. Yeah, sure.
I like that a lot.
Put something together. He's prescrumptuous. He's prematurely scrumptious.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right, thank you, Woody.
Cheers.
All right, buddy. This will be on in every gay bar in the Big Sky. What's Montana? The Granite State? I don't even know my states. I know it's
I have no
Big
idea.
Sky country. Maybe it's the no copper left in the ground state.
I'm every woman. It's all in me. Anything you want done, baby. Do it naturally. I'm every woman. It's all in me.
I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
Yeah. Oh, man, some great drums on that song. So bummed that Shaka Khan didn't get into the Rock Hall this year. But
it's always next year.
What are you going to do?
Always next year.
All right, I'm going to break here. Tribe pregame on the way around 6:37, so we will bolt a few minutes before that. I'll have garbage tickets for you when we return. Shirley Manson and the boys are going to get back to do a show at the Roxino in October for the 20th anniversary of version 2.0. So we'll hand off last pair of tickets this week for that show coming back. 35192 if you want to text.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
This conversation that these guys had with me where they were like getting drunker and more racist.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started talking about their daughter's boobs, and I'm like, well, guys, I gotta go.
Are you for real?
I am absolutely
Wow,
for real.
look at the time.
Yeah, well, it was one of these things where someone mentioned this one guy's daughter's boobs, and he's like, yeah, they got pretty big, and I'm like, okay.
He's talking about his friend's daughter's
No,
boobs?
his daughter.
No,
his daughter's
His
boobs.
biological daughter?
I did not stick around to find out.
Right, but to mention that your daughter got big boobs, I mean, that's not...
It's not just that they mentioned them, like they were...
being leery about them?
They were just
being gross about them?
They're being kind of gross about them.
Evaluating?
Yeah, they were just...
Reviewing?
And I feel like it was kind of like an inside joke amongst those guys that I just wasn't privy to.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't be. Like,
Right.
that should freak out anyone. If you're like, oh, my relative's breasts are great. Like, you know what I mean? Not even that. My daughter?
Yeah.
Ugh.
My relative's breasts are great.
Any
I'm trying to keep it
cousin,
vague so nobody can nail it down who I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what?
Uncle Jim.
Since you've been here, Mary, I haven't heard anybody refer to their boobs as breasts in a long time.
Breasts? Yeah. I guess breasts are more of like a womanly thing.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody.
Your bosom.
Come into my bosom.
Like you have boobs. Yeah, boobs are cute. Breasts are like they give life.
I think breasts is that's a hot word.
It's
You think
really
it's hot? I think
they
so.
use it in like erotic fiction and things like that. Erotic fiction. That's not. Is that what I want?
Yeah, sure.
Erotic literature.
Literature.
Excuse me.
Thank you. I was like, what word am I looking at?
Apparently, you're not familiar with the collected works of one Hercules Snooch Slammer, Charles Bonita,
yes.
right?
Oh, boy.
And the collected works of his sensual protagonist,
I feel-
Hercules Snooch
that's a
Slammer.
Breasts they use a lot, but there's also
Her
a lot of
breasts
really
were heaving. Like
yeah. Well, bosoms used a lot, and they also say my sex in like old lady ones.
Sex?
Yeah, like they call their vagina
their sex.
Their sex.
Really?
Yes.
I've never heard that. I've never read one of those books either, though.
Give them a
I
read.
need to
They're
read one of those
terrible.
books.
Why do you read them?
I read them as a
Research.
Not just research, but like I was trying to get off of visual pornography, so I started reading some stuff, and it's hard to find
better?
good stories. No.
No, of course it's
If
not.
anything,
Is
it's
reading
worse
better than-
because then it just like you have to get into the story of it, and then if you're going into the story, like just saying, oh, this girl has big boobs and blonde hair and.
Well, who's writing it? That sounds like you wrote it.
It's like if you read
boobs,
it, you just have to get way more into the story of it, and then you need to get into, like, it's like a whole nother version of depravity.
It's like the first 10 seconons of a porn would take 3 chapters. Like
Basically.
where you just they're describing what everyone looks like.
And Bill's not a paperwork guy.
No.
So the books are not as much of he didn't enjoy those.
But it is good in that it has way more build-up. So by the time, like, if you really get into
You're
it, and some
ready
of them,
for it.
some are really good, and then you're just like, you get to a certain point, and then you just kind of let your imagination take over, and then it's not so
Maybe
bad.
I'm gonna get one of these.
I always used to wonder what was in those because when I was real young, I used to go with my mom to like the drugstore. So we would go to like CVS and she would go pick up her prescription. And for whatever reason, right next to the pharmacy section, they would have like the holiday cards, and then they would have the little rack with the romance novels. And it always was like
the Harlequin romance.
It was
novels.
always like
the real bodice ripper.
Yeah, it's always like Fabio on top of like a white stallion.
It's like a hair in the wind and a dude with abs. Or
yeah, and he's shirtless, so of course a young little gay pound cake is gonna go look at it. So I was just like, I wonder what it's like. I can't read, but I wonder what it's like inside of that book.
Do you think anyone makes fan fiction of that with like real life people? Like
There's fan fiction of everything.
Like I'm saying,
Everything.
like just 2 Midwestern sixes go out to a taco place. Like, like how it all progresses from there.
Well,
that would be.
Taco place.
That's what I want to read.
That's how 50 Shades.
Just say it real quick.
I'm trying to eat nuts. Say what? The YouTube stuff again?
Yeah.
All right. Like and subscribe. If you like what we do and want to subscribe, there's probably something down here.
It's back there, too. We had a very busy morning today. We were at the Great Lakes Brewing Company this morning taking care of some business because we announced yesterday the 9th annual Alan Cox Show comedy tour is going to be going on Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be Friday, May 25th. At the House of Blues downtown, as custom dictates, and then we'll do the next night, one show at the Kent Stage. All the tickets will go on sale this Friday. Pre-sale will happen Thursday. But it was a conversation that actually you had.
Yes.
With some Great Lakes Brewing. We did the superhero bar crawl weekend before last with Great Lakes Brewing Company in the Flats. And so we're walking around and we're having some drinks and we're all dressed up in our costumes. And of course, anytime you're dressed up like a superhero, the conversation will invariably turn to beer. And
is that how it goes?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Brad Stevens, by the way.
Brad Stevens. My first superhero bar crawl. I don't know. But it was a conversation that you were having.
Yeah, well, I was just talking with Steve Foreman, the pub brewer over at Great Lakes, and I was just asking him what is, just about what he does and what he likes and what he doesn't like. And I was curious. I'm like, how long does it take to make a beer? Do we have time? And do you have the power to make a beer that we could use for the Alan Cox Show comedy tour? That would be like an exclusive beer.
Exclusive brew.
Just, have a few kegs at each of the shows.
Yeah.
And he got really excited about it. He's like, yeah, we could do something. Hit me up. So he gave me his card. I emailed him on Tuesday of last week. We set this all up, and we started making a beer today.
I was surprised at how little lead time he needed. I know he's a professional, but I know nothing about making beer, so
he had something.
I thought maybe we would have been outside of our window of opportunity.
Yeah, he had something in his mind, right? Like while we were talking about it, like I wanted something that wasn't too complicated, that would be easy for our listeners to drink and just have a few during the show,
right?
And
something you could exclusively get at the Alan Cox Show comedy tour this year,
right? So he threw some ideas out there. I'm like, sounds perfect.
Sure.
And so now at the comedy tour this year, we'll have a beer that is inspired. The name is inspired by Pound Cake and his new love of vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. He loves the phrase. He threw out the phrase unmitigated gall weeks ago, maybe months
ago. And he used it correctly, and that's
why that's why we loved it.
We were all taken aback.
Mm-hmm.
I have my moments.
He does. Boy, does he. And so what are we going to call the beer?
We are going to call the beer Unmitigated Ale, which I am excited about.
So Unmitigated Ale will be available exclusively from Great Lakes Brewing Company, exclusively at the Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. It's not like you'll be able to go to your local store and buy it.
It's not like the Buzzard Brew.
You'll be able to get it at the comedy tour.
That's it. That's the only place you'll be able to get it.
It's going to be delicious.
Unless it's such a hit that they're like, okay, we got to mass produce this. We got to get this out to the world.
And obviously,
which it probably will.
Obviously, we let the professionals handle this. It's not like we went in and said, throw this in, throw that in. We don't know what we're doing. No. We just wanted to go in and watch and kind of oversee the process, throw in some hops.
Yeah.
Right?
Alan threw some hops in. Alan is a brewer now.
I'm a natural.
Yeah.
It was like a ceremonial first pitch. Doesn't mean anything. They would have done a fantastic job without us. But so Unmitigated Ale is going to be available at the comedy tour this year. Very excited.
So excited about that.
So thank you, Pound Cake, for really, it was his inspiration. Inspirato can come from any place, and this time it came from Pound Cake. But if you want to get all the details on this year's comedy tour, you go to alancoxshow.com. You use the keyword comedy, and it will take you to all the information you need, where you can buy tickets, when you can buy them. The lineup this year, of course, our own Bill Squire. It's going to be Mike Paramore, Mary Santora, Jasmine Carter, Cody Cooper, myself. Mattitude will be spinning for us again. Pound Cake's going to be there. All the info on our after parties, everything you want. AlanCoxShow.com, keyword comedy. The shows will sell out, so I wouldn't dawdle. But it's the 9th annual Alan Cox Show Comedy Tour. Transportation for us provided by Statement Limousine. And, of course, all presented by Great Lakes Brewing Company, themselves celebrating 30 years in the phenomenal beer-making biz.
Conspirators. Singer Miles Kennedy just completed his vocal tracks last week, and the set's ready to roll. Slash says, quote, I'm excited about the new stuff we put together for this next record. It's got some cool songs, and it's got a great live feel. I've been working with Miles, Brent, and Todd for about 8 years now. It's been an amazing ride so far. As a band, we continue to get better, which is great. I feel we've hit a great creative stride, which I definitely think shows on this next record, end quote. The disc, which will be released in the fall with a North American tour to follow, was produced by Michael Elvis Basket and will serve as the follow-up to 2014's World on Fire, which debuted and peaked at number 10 on the Billboard 200. I'm Corey Roddick, and that's your Rock Report for Friday, May 4th on 100.7 WMMS.
Get more music news at WMMS.com.
Alexa, play Rover's Morning Glory on iHeartRadio.
Getting the latest episode of Rover's Morning Glory on demand. Here it is from iHeartRadio.
Wherever you are, so are we. Rover's Morning Glory on 100.7 WMMS.
Now it is time to give stuff away. Alan Cox is giving stuff away.
All right, Garbage is back on the road. Shirley Manson and Butch Vig and the boys. They're going to get to the Hard Rock Roxino on Thursday, October the 18th. They're celebrating the 20th anniversary of version 2.0. I'll make you feel old. They can perform the album in its entirety during the show, and a lot of old garbage, a lot of new stuff. Roxino Box Office will sell you tickets. Ticketmaster.com will do the same, or you can win these. Last pair this week, good luck. Caller 12, 2 for Garbage in October. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Voice call received.
Put this on the air, dumbass. You think you know it all? You're just nothing but a piece of shit. Talk about dumb shit that you don't have a clue about.
Another satisfied customer of the Alan Cox Show.
Just shut up and play the fucking music.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Try pregame coming up close to 6:37. We'll be out of here in a bit. 7:05 first pitch in New York against the Yankees. They'll start the weekend series there. Cavs Raptors Game 3. They're back here at home. That's tomorrow night on MMS, 8:30. And you can still win tickets for Game 4, which will be Monday night on MMS. But we can put you there by WMMS.com keyword contest. You have until Monday at noon. At which point they will pull a winner immediately and call them and say, you're going to the game tonight. Because I have not yet made it a habit, my apologies to all the people who were texting me right around 6 o'clock, pointing out that I had not played the Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
Oh, yeah.
6 o'clock on Fridays. I forgot.
Friday.
Right.
Wowza, night, Friday. Trying to make us work no longer than Friday.
Right, yours is much shorter, of course,
much
than
shorter.
the classic Murray Saul's. His would go on for seemingly forever. Yours, of course,
just a quick one.
A quick one. A quick 12, 13 seconds.
It's
That's
just so
right.
funny that they consider that like I would rather listen to Bill's Like, at least have some music behind it.
Yeah,
but,
take that, Murray Saul.
But what's a get down? Like, where were you getting down?
Well,
I'm thinking like a boogie oogie oogie.
It was a
like,
different time. Yeah,
Very
a lot of
different time.
stations were doing that. A guy in Chicago was doing Boogie Check on his night show, and some of that, like, people were either high or the guy in there was kind of corny, or it was just a different thing. You know, people were into it.
And it
though.
was just
back in the day, they loved it.
It was so different than anything
Nobody
that was
was doing
happening
that.
on the radio.
Right.
So people felt like they were part of something.
Sure.
Because it was like rebellious.
I'm about to get this.
Well, no, we used
Don't
to.
you steal my bit.
I used to play.
I'm the Friday get down guy now.
I used to play a drinking song on Fridays, and you know, people do weird crap on Friday.
Yeah, everybody does dumb stuff.
About to talk to these hoes.
Don't try to
drink these drinks.
Don't try to steal Bill's bit.
She got some big ass boobs.
Please, nobody.
What are ass boobs?
Areola.
Yeah. Alan, on the subject of rich people, you know, Jose Calderon's worth $2 billion. I
thought that was a rumor.
That's
family.
fake.
I thought his family had money.
No, here's what it is.
Okay.
Because I went down this rabbit hole, but it's a different Jose Calderon.
That's what I thought.
From Mexico.
Oh, okay.
That
not the ball.
has
I'm
that
like,
money.
Why would you ever bust your ass playing ball if your family had tons of money? Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those Mexican billionaires.
Well, Manziel, his family has money. Oil
Not
tycoon.
$1 billion.
No. Manziel's just a rich kid.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought the same thing, and I was all excited about it. And someone said, "Oh, I don't think LeBron respects Jose Calderon at all." And I'm like, "Oh, because he's jealous because he's got $2.6 billion or
Right.
whatever." And then someone replied to me like, "Actually, it's someone else." So,
Not only that, but if your family is rich, it does not mean you are rich. All you got to do.
no, it was like that name was associated with him. So if you Google him and say net worth, it will say that he has that kind of money, but it's just Google being bad at
And I'm
being
sure,
Google.
I'm sure he loves like being addressed like that because people.
He's still got tons of money.
I'm sure he got tons of money, but when he gets asked about things like that, he's not going to deny it. He's just like,
Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Who knows?
No one's ever going to know. Ain't nobody checking his pockets like that.
Yeah. Well, those baseball pants. It's hard to get in those pockets. Huh?
Basketball.
Oh, he doesn't play for the Indians?
No, he plays for the Cavs.
Oh, he played for the Indians.
Yeah, Jose Calderon.
Oh, who am I
Point
thinking
guard.
of?
Jose
Who's
Ramirez.
who's the Latino guy that plays in the Indians?
Well, there's a few.
Oh, is that just
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, it's not just one.
Jose Calderon plays for the Cavs.
Yeah, the Cavaliers.
Oh, I thought he played for the Indians.
No, not for the Indians.
Oh.
Nope.
All right. Anybody following the Stormy Daniels Roseanne Twitter beef?
Oh,
by the
I
way?
haven't even seen this.
Oh,
What's going
man.
on there?
Well, you know, Roseanne's a big Trumpster, and so somebody was talking about Stormy Daniels, and Roseanne goes, "Yeah, she's known for anal porn scenes." And Stormy Daniels said, "I don't even do anal, you ignorant twit." But she didn't call her twit. That's like being known for your beautiful rendition of the Star Spangled Banner. Now, listen, I know everybody's getting there all in a tizzy over this little back and forth here, but in the interest of research, if you Google Stormy Daniels anal, she does plenty. Now, maybe she's being semantic and saying that she doesn't do them now.
Yeah.
She certainly did a lot of them before.
And
So
what does that mean? So what if she's done it?
But these Trump nitwits, that's all they got. They
my
got to
gosh.
throw this porn star stuff against the wall. but-
America, we're doing great. Just so we know.
He's clapping, by the way. That's not. He's not looking up scenes.
Right. Although I don't think that he would do that looking up scenes. So Stormy Daniels did plenty of butt stuff. So Roseanne is right. Now, I don't know if she was known for it, but for Stormy to say, "I don't even do that,"
It wasn't her signature move.
It was not her signature. That was not her finishing move, no.
She's smart because she knew everyone was going to go look them up afterwards. She get more hits.
I don't know if people get paid off these free porn sites. I don't think they're seeing one thin gilder off those. All right, we got to go.
Yeah, you got to go on tour to make money for her.
She's dancing.
Yeah, she's out
Make
there.
America horny again.
You can see that beehole in person.
Yeah. Got worn out back there in the early 90s. All right. What do you want to throw in?
Just go get those comedy tour tickets. It's probably going to sell out pretty fast, so I would say don't wait. Get them today. Kent and House of Blues. You can go to alancoxshow.com, keyword comedy, and get those tickets, and then follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Bill Squire.
Pound cake?
Radio Cody B on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll report back with a full review of Aladdin on Monday.
Aladdin, yeah. All right, cool. Thanks very much for listening, guys. Tribe Game is next. We'll talk to you again Monday at 3, and I will see you in hell.
And now I must leave you as the Brady